boo that freestyle. Uncle Richard, you got rid of your tricholitis or your tonsil? What you had? You got Erykah Badu rag on.
Yeah.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Be the same one that you had. Get it? I ain't gonna brag. 'Cause I don't even know my dad. Truth is, I'm a fat bastard. You know, I'm a great actor. My pastor, he a good pastor. Cause he was born a fat bastard. Y'all ain't fucking me on the freestyle, man. And they still currently free. When I get my SoundCloud up and running, check me out, man.
I'm telling you, they're gonna get a lot of clicks and a lot of listens.
Hey, me and Mo having a Who Hungry contest right now. Yeah, cause you ain't hungry than me, but I'm humble. We got gas. I'm trying to get in there, boy. I'm talking for real, boy. And that boy, it's spiffy, debonair. That boy clean. That boy.
I'm telling you, that's Dapper Dan son.
That boy like he finna walk me in the courtroom and give me like 33 years and tell me that's the best offer.
Man, I told.
Hey, that boy like he finna go tell the judge, hey, listen.
I went back there. I talked to him. They're just during recess now.
I talked to him. He said about
during recess, hey, it's not looking good for you there, bud.
Hey man,
but
hey, it's crazy though.
Man, you give me that pat on that back.
Cause
I actually have a story that would contradict that.
See, hold on, give me 1 second. Finna intro, man. Get Uncle Richard a little ragged ass out here, man.
Man, I'm back.
Hey, Mike. Hey, are you back, bro?
I'm back because I was back from the dead.
Bridgette came back for 3
I'm
weeks. Boy, and then he left us, bro. This nigga be trying to be I'm tired of my dog being statistics, bro. Like, nigga, stop taking care of all them kids, bro. Be like the rest of us, bro. Be a nigga for once, bro.
I'm about to just get.
Be a nigga, man. Welcome back, Uncle Richard, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
heard about you, bro. I told everybody you died for real, bro.
I was right there, bro.
You was there?
Oh, right there,
to the upper room?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah, God was like,
yeah.
I was like, bro, get back, boy.
Yeah. God was like, nah, what them $40 and that blessing you was asking about, boy, I need that back.
My time.
When the guy came and tapped niggas, like, hey, bro, what's up with that? I need that blessing back.
With that tithe.
Whoo, you ain't use that blessing properly. Yeah. Hey, shout out my dog Lala. Hey man, we got a special guest in the building, man. Would you like to let everybody know who you are and what do you do, man?
Yes, sir.
Because this man Jit told me this man was a chef. I said, hold on, boy. And I'm steady buying hooks. Fuck. Let everybody know who you are and what you do, man.
Yo, my name is Richard Smith. I go by the name of Big Chef Dro.
Chef Dro.
Yeah, I am the executive chef and owner of Yes Chef Creates LLC. I am the city's premier fine dining high-end chef.
Yeah, and we ain't just talking about this city. We talking about that city that you went to, my boy.
Yeah.
Like that.
I go all over. Atlanta, South Carolina. I've been all over, man.
I go all over too, bro. Bradenton, St. Pete. Fuck, man. I go all over too. The fuck? Bro, I be slime, bro. The fuck, bro? What the hell, bro? When did you get made you call your business? What made you come up with that name?
Man, you know what? I mean, Yes Chef is a term that, I've owned 2 restaurants.
Where?
So, actually, my first restaurant was at the old Lewis Fish Market. It was called Big Dro's Chicken and Waffles.
Big Dro Chicken and Waffles. Bro, why the fuck? Bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have pulled up.
I would have pulled up, bro.
That was in 2011.
Damn, I would have pulled up, bro. Damn, boy, that was Big Dro Chicken.
Yeah, it was
so where was that at?
It was at the old Lewis Fish Market. Right on the corner of Veronica and Michigan.
Right down the corner. Oh, bro, I had one in there before. Okay, man, shout out Uncle Lindo, man. We had one in there and spent some money. Yeah, I done missed all the little spots. Yeah. And you know, my thing about food spot, I like to go to all the spots people drive right by.
Yeah.
Like that hey man, they serve food. Yeah, they serve food. You just never took the chance to really look. Like my mom be having all kind of eye appointments and shit like that. So I go with her. I be waiting. I go walk down the plazas.
Yeah.
I be seeing all kind. What is it? Plaza.
You're
walking down your plaza.
I failed miserably at that restaurant.
What was it? What did you fail?
I think I was before my time. I think
you niggas ain't want no chicken and waffles.
No, it wasn't that.
Fuck.
It wasn't that. I wasn't. I don't think I was just way before my time, and I think I tried to bring something to Fort Myers that they weren't ready for or even looking for at the time.
Niggas sound like Ice.
So
they ain't ready for this shit, man. This EX3 train, they ain't ready for this shit.
The guy that owns the building he would come in. He came in one time and he said, "I think I know where you gonna mess up at." I said, "What is it?" He says, "You need to put pictures of food on the outside of the building." I said, "I'm not doing that," because I've always considered myself, as an upper tier level cook.
Was he saying that because the food you were serving or because of location?
No, he was saying it because it was true. He said, and this is what he told me. He said, "Man, niggas can't read."
And you're right, yeah.
And I said, that's not my problem.
I learned niggas refuse to read too.
But then I had menus that would sit down and everything, and I promise you, and this is not me, degrading anyone.
Yeah.
I would give people
degrade
the
them
menu.
motherfuckers. Fuck that.
I would give them the menus.
Yeah.
And like they would literally sit there looking at the menu
for 30 minutes,
and then they would look up and say, "Y'all ain't got no chicken box?" And I'm like, "The menu." So what he said was absolutely true. Mm-hmm. I just wasn't willing to conform because I didn't want to be that type of establishment.
Now, in business and life, and she's a videographer. Ice is every fucking thing. Mitch she's a music artist. She's a videographer. She does things as well. He works for the damn news company. This man is a beast. But say somebody comes with them, be like, "Hey, this is the blueprint." Be like, "Yeah, that might be the blueprint, but Nicki Minaj came with a pink print."
Yeah.
And it worked just as well with the modern day marketing. So do you feel like they were trying to make you confine to the throwback way of marketing?
Yeah, they wanted me to conform to.
Because you go by Popeyes, they don't have them shits on unless you go to the Popeyes here in the hood.
Yeah.
Go to the one in Naples because I went just to go see.
No, they have the one in Cape Coral is like that as
Naples
well.
Naples is not.
No, Naples.
Naples it looks like.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
I see.
So
what's up,
I should.
different.
I'm glad I didn't conform because I stuck to my guns. I knew what I wanted to be. I knew what type of brand I wanted to become.
Yeah.
And fortunately, even in your failures, you're making a statement.
Yeah.
And people to this day that ate there would always say,
I ate there.
that
When
was
I was
some
talking
of the
about, I'm like,
best
damn, it's
food.
right there. I done left out the Big B's and went right over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I done
And
got
they said it
some
was some of
stale
the
ass
best.
backwood Big B's. How y'all got new backwoods everywhere? It's Big B's right here in the plaza,
Yeah.
and you can walk right across the street right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. I done been there. Got plenty of chicken waffle about that bitch. Yes, sir. So when you bought the building, when you looked for location, when you landed on that location, what made you land on that location there? Was it marketing, thinking that, hey, I'm laying here, if my folks here,
Well,
people don't do it? That's like when a Mexican lady be selling watermelon on Ortiz and MLK. Move up Palm Beach a little bit.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
you doing.
yeah,
You selling tacos.
yeah.
You come down here, you selling
Yeah,
watermelon.
yeah.
She knew what she was doing. I bought some.
Well, my initial thought was I wanted to bring something. I mean, I had a news press, big news press write up and everything in the paper. I
wanted y'all, this 2011, so that was great marketing.
That was great marketing
for sure.
I
Great
wanted
marketing.
to bring something.
Your mammy was bringing the news press.
The Dunbar community that I felt was missing. I mean, at the time, you had the what's the place where you go and you order from the window? Speedy. You had the Speedy. You had the Blue Store.
Yeah.
You had
You
Hooks.
can go sit in your spot. You can go sit in your spot though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
and me personally, I was appalled by the fact that
This
we didn't
nigga
have.
say you was
I had enough.
No,
Mitch, stop spilling shit, Mitch. I'm appalled by your silly ass.
No, I was appalled that we didn't have anything that we could be proud of. And I'm not saying those other places shouldn't be proud of what they had.
No,
but I
because
just
the
felt-
history of Speedy 2 is I love you, but boy, we got a dark history.
yeah,
We need
yeah.
a documentary, man.
Yeah.
We got to do a documentary on Speedy 2's, Jones Walker, because Jones ain't never walked through that bitch. I know, bro. We got it, bro. We got it. 'Cause I want to interview an old lady who used to be a nurse there. Be like, so when the fuck did the housing start? Like, did they say after you be a nurse, we tear it down, you get the first dibs on housing? Like they did niggas in Michigan? I got some questions. But, But yeah, no, bro, I feel the same way too. And me and Ice had these conversations all the time, like you have to be the sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell these promoters, hey man, people Longway should be here. This artist, fuck man, rest in peace Trouble, man. Fuck rest in peace Big Trouble. Man, I done been in like trench work. Them boys, Nard and B inbox like, hey man, bring some of these dudes here, and you got to make a sacrifice to change the culture.
Yeah.
So what you're trying to do is change the culture, and people don't realize you're sacrificing your name, your service, your money, your energy on trying to change the culture here. Realize like, hey man, we need something here like that, and they don't know that. Man, and shout out DJ Skinny Sean while I'm on this subject just for 1 second, man. They say allegedly done shut down Chunky Sundays. DJ Skinny Sean was getting together at Clemente Park every week, sometimes the Stars, and doing Chunky Sundays like we did back in the 90s, stuff like that. But people don't know back in the day, Chunky Sundays was the dope boys pulled up with all their loud music, and then they got there. Now he brings the speaker, but whatever the case, they done shut it down. But shout out DJ Sean for that. But bro, I understand what you say. Like you say, man, I felt the Paul because I'm trying to do something, change the culture, and just this corner. Because Ice Cube got a great saying: to change the world, you gotta change your corner first. Yeah. So if you can't change your corner right there, and that's what you're trying to bring. Hey man, y'all do something different. They don't know. Like shout out Dimitri Page. He does the hookah lounge day parties and stuff. Yeah. Y'all want to live like hip hop and loving hip hop Atlanta. Try to change the culture a little bit. Shout out Jermaine Church and what he's doing. Jermaine Church out here doing his thing, trying to change the culture. But like, hey man, y'all can film here in your city. You can come out the city. The basketball movie that's coming up out of Cape Coral and Naples, you can do something. So people don't understand, bro. That right there, like you say, you want to market, you can make the money. I can put chicken wings in front of everything and do all this promotion and make all the money. But I'm trying to bring something and stand on something. Morals, principle.
Exactly.
Bro, can we go back for the start real quick, bro? What brought you your morals, ethics, and your standards, bro? Can you tell everybody like where you from and what some of your upbringing?
Yeah, so
while I eat some of the chicken, bro.
I grew I grew up in the projects.
This chicken fuck nigga free because you ain't want none.
Exactly.
You hit my chicken? I thought
he all right, gorilla.
No, go ahead, my bad.
No, I grew up in
so you from here? You from
yeah, I grew up in the projects. I grew up in the projects.
I'm making a nigga have 4 miles.
Yeah.
When you say project, what projects you talking about?
The old projects.
The nigga said the only.
The only projects.
He told me the only projects.
The only projects.
That's
Michigan
projects.
The hood.
That's the hood.
That's the hood. Michigan is the hood. My generation is what is the ones that started calling it the hood. It's HBO, Hood Boys Only.
Yeah.
And that was. Yeah. No, listen.
I was never there.
Sammy Lee is doing life in prison. He is. He was the creator of HBO.
Shout out Sammy Lee, man. Original hood boy. Yeah.
They gave him. They gave him life on like you know how they do drug dealers, kingpin, but it wasn't kingpin. But it was basically, you organized. You had all these jits out here stealing cars.
Trying to say he's Rico theory.
Yeah, he was the one that did. He's doing life right now because of that. Listen, it was bad back in the days. You couldn't even get an ambulance or the fire department now.
Yeah, I remember. People don't understand, and y'all don't understand. I grew up in Michigan, and I remember growing up in the old projects as well. I grew up in the old projects from like 2000, like 2005, 2006. I grew up in Michigan back in the 90s. Back in the 90s when I was in Michigan, there was one lady that stayed at the guard shack, Miss Lightfoot. Yeah. Michael Lita mom. And I remember she used to make sure that we got on the bus and off the bus. After that, niggas was wild and selling dope, shooting all day. But other than that, nigga ain't fuck with that guard shack. And then after she was out of there, you can't. It was just free fall, whatever. I remember being outside playing football, and the guy was on the floor with a dirt bike. I forgot exactly what it was. He ran into the barriers on the side. Yeah. Got killed right in front of us. Somebody mama called the police. We kept playing football right now until the ambulance came. Yeah, that's it. We just like, damn, that crazy. We sat on the thing waiting.
Where I grew up at, I couldn't do anything wrong within the confines of the old projects.
You had siblings growing up?
Oh yeah. It was 5 of us.
Shit, brothers, sisters.
I had 1 sister. Shit. And 3 brothers. My sister's deceased.
That's 5. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister's deceased. She died. My sister died in 93.
What's your older sister, younger sister?
She's 11 months older. We're Irish twins, born in the same year.
Where you fall at?
I'm the second.
Okay.
So she was 20 years old.
Okay, so that leads into why your story gets a little deeper because you were the first one to be out. Okay.
Yeah. So she died. I was in prison when she died. I couldn't go to the funeral or anything. Damn. I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah, she was 20. She died of complication of AIDS.
Damn.
And
that was something serious back then, though, bro.
Oh no, that was serious, like
because back then, like how people died off COVID these last years, like we didn't know what to do. It was just that rapid. People like, man, my mom, we had relatives on our family that were HIV positive. Like, man, you don't use a battery spray, the toilet down behind them until we got serious and learned. my teacher had to educate
and
me.
that took a decade to learn.
My teacher educated me when I was like 10, 11. My teacher was like, hey, it takes 15 gallons of saliva for that person to kill you. Intercourse, instantly. And then we got educated. But back then, we didn't know. So it killed people like how COVID died.
Yeah.
Yeah, so understand.
That's how they treated my sister too.
And then she was probably one of the first black people to have it. And then the young, and 93 you say? So she probably
died in 93.
So she's 91 probably.
Yeah, I think it took her like 2 years.
And Magic Johnson
from the moment she found out to the moment she died.
Made it big was 88, 89.
No, Magic was 91.
91.
No,
okay.
Yeah, Magic was
and
91.
People don't know. It was a thing going around by AIDS, and then when Magic did it, made it a thing. Like shout out Caitlyn Jenner and Pivot Podcast, Fred Taylor, OG them. Ryan Clark, because they said some real stuff. Caitlyn Jenner said some real shit. She's like, transgender is a clickbait thing now.
Yeah.
We're going to get to a little later. Can't say, but she's like, made things. So back then, AIDS wasn't a big thing until Magic Johnson said something. Now it's everywhere. It's like, they're making movies about it, this and that. Like Forrest Gump was based on AIDS. Forrest Gump was based on AIDS. It took, man, Jenny, boy, you going to pay for what you did to Forrest, bitch. You going to pay for what you did to Forrest, man. Cause it's, man, watch his son gonna be one born with it, and then it's gonna be some crazy transgender Forrest Gump Part 2 movie. Like
she had a son,
and they try to say Fred Hampton and the Panthers gave Jenny AIDS. She didn't get it from the niggas. I think she had it before she grabbed it. Remember they tried to say she was sick after that she was around the niggas for some reason.
I have a nephew that was born. My sister, she was, had it. She knew she had it.
Was she born with it, or was it?
No, my nephew was not born with it.
Your sister, did she have it, or was it transmitted?
What do you mean?
Was she born with it, or did she sexually transmitted?
No, it was sexually transmitted.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, people don't understand. This late 80s, early 90s, motherfucker was having a black. Condoms wasn't a big thing.
From what I understand.
No, it wasn't.
For
me, they've never been big, so it's okay.
From what I understand, she got it from a hood legend named Black Gold.
Okay.
And he was like,
and back then niggas knew they had shit, was sick at home, and once they come on the block, got a little cough, and was still picking the little girls up from Fort Myers and Dunbar High and shit. Yeah, it was wicked back then. It was real wicked.
But you know what? It's it was what it was, and then I just lost my little brother in November. He had a heart attack.
Around this, talking about this recently?
Yeah, this past November. He's the one that's after me.
But he ain't, but see, in black man, be serious, because you might tell people how old y'all?
I'm 48.
See, and they say the number one killer of black men over the age of 30, 35 is not a bullet, not nothing but yourself. It's going to be your asshole, and your heart going to kill you.
Colon cancer. And
it's going to kill you because niggas going to, like G shit. And I never forget, I seen that watching the BET shit one day, and BET had a colon cancer. I'm like, damn, black men ain't take this shit serious. Yeah. Morgan Freeman is telling us, y'all ain't going to listen to God.
Well, the problem starts.
And then some of that shit could clog your back your ass up, whatever, and then clog your heart or whatever, because heart attack just comes from.
Well, so here's the reason why I think men in general die before women is because we feel pain. We feel pain, and we let our manhood take over.
Subdue it.
Oh, I'm good. I can. Dude, if you are feeling bad, go to. I've never been to the hospital. I've been to the hospital.
We don't say a nigga fucked up till we physically see him fucked up.
Yeah,
he got to be mentally something.
And even then, he's gonna think. Yeah, and that's how my brother was dying, and he told his wife, "Don't call the ambulance." He was literally dying.
What do you think at that time made it? Was it ignorance or pride at that time?
My brother was very prideful.
Because you dumb and prideful.
My brother was very prideful. And it's one of the things. Did it come
from being a man and being a black man?
No,
being a nigga is a different pride. Come from being a nigga.
A lot of things is this.
Yes, sir.
We don't grow up with the right type of positive male influence, and we don't grow up with our fathers.
Can a negative influence be just as good as an influence though? Because my uncle showed me what not to be.
I mean. Okay, so I say the same thing. I say the same thing about my management style as it pertains to the restaurant business. I always said nobody taught me how to be a restaurant manager. I always got taught how not to be a restaurant. I would always see the managers do stuff stupid and say, "Oh man, that's stupid. I'll never do that." Yeah. So nobody taught me.
When you was in that position, not to treat the people quote unquote below you.
A lot of different things. Even the people above me, even the people that's equal to me. I just learned a lot of what not to do.
Okay. We gonna get to some of that in a minute. Now, bro, some of your upbringing, like I say, you lost your sister when you were young. You were how old? You were
I was 19.
Now, when you were in prison, bro, I know that shit because you were still young, and as a young man, not having right influence.
I blacked out.
Didn't know how to, because the emotions.
No, I
didn't know how to
blacked
handle
out.
that shit. So what landed you behind them damn bars?
So I've been so I come from a very good structured household.
Both parents?
Well, my stepdad was there from the moment I knew myself. I don't know any other dad, but I mean, I've met my dad as
Shout out her stepdaddy.
As a 6-year-old or whatever. I've met him, but my stepdad, Charlie Lee Smith, they called him Chicken, the old country boy out of Valdosta.
Shout out Chicken, what? Hey, Uncle Chicken. Boy, I'm come down there and get that carbon cleaner. I know the back plug was fucked up with it draining the water, separate the dirt, but I'm Uncle Chicken. He sounds like a nigga came through for everything. Like,
no,
he sounds like everybody owe him a plunger, a wrench, or something.
Listen,
but
my
don't
dad.
worry, I got 2 of them.
Listen, my dad, and I call him my dad because he never.
Hey,
No.
we all grew up around this motherfucker now.
No, he's deceased now. He died in he died in 2013.
That when you find out about your other family, when your daddy died.
Yeah. Well, no, we been knew about the other
That
side.
shit crazy.
My dad come from an era where you can have a family down the street or across
and I
town.
tell people that people don't understand. Back in the day, all black men wanted to be was the garbage man, the milkman, or a carpenter. Because I can pay for my daughter to go to school, and I can have a separate family over here and go half on her with the bills over here and do what I want. And she never complained about it because there was no social media view. I tell people all the time, comparison is a killer to all joy.
Yeah.
You looking at, well, what she got, we got. Man, your mama ain't know about what your other mama had going.
Yeah.
And they were both happy. They both got big area rubs.
Well, I can remember my mom catching one of the ladies. Her name was Shirley, and they was about to fight.
Shirley, you don't get your tripe in there. Mo, Shirley, if you don't get your tripe in there.
I remember Shirley. I would even go over to. He would even take us over to Shirley's house.
Yeah, he was smart.
She lived in Sable Palm. He would even take us over there.
Hey, Shirley Granddad watch right now. Fuck LillyDilly leg in there, Shirley. Non-cooking ass nigga. Fuck that.
But listen.
So he was your dad since the 80s?
Since I knew myself.
Okay.
Since I knew myself, he's been there.
Since you started crying, like, okay.
Since I knew myself, he had always been there. And that was in the that was in 78, 79. You know, I was 4 years old, 5 years old. You know, my mom was an educated woman. She got her college degree off my real dad's GI Bill. So she was
GI Bill?
So when you go in the Army, like right now, they'll give you $4,000 towards tuition, and if you run out of that,
$4,000 towards gas. Shit.
Well, then you can tap into your GI Bill. That will help
bill. Okay.
Fund your.
So if your husband or something was in the Navy,
you can actually and at least that's how it was back then.
Y'all just worry about Navy federal accounts.
It still goes.
Yeah. So my mother was actually one of the fastest typers in the land.
Back then that was a skill.
They would say even Mr. Middlebrooks, he was one of my mother's teachers, said that my mother could make a typewriter smoke. Oh. I mean, she was literally that good. So my mother brought us up in the projects. Now we're around all of our friends. Yeah. And my mother would literally.
People don't understand. Typewriter was technology back. That was big. That was like
an
iPad back then. Did y'all have one in the house early?
No, never had one in the house.
But y'all knew like that was like having a computer, like having a typewriter back then.
Well, we didn't have that. You know, we had an Atari. That's about it.
That's for rich people.
Yeah. I mean, we lived in the projects, but I will say this. I would say that my family was a little bit better off than the majority. No, I didn't have that. I didn't. So I was too bad.
How you know niggas got money?
No, I was too bad. My mom was like, no, you don't. You go to school and make Fs. You know. But she would buy my sister had the Jordache
off of my grade.
She had the Sassoons.
Yeah.
She
Sauconys
had
and all that shit. Yeah.
Everything. My mom brought me Pro Wings. Because I was so bad.
Nigga had Dockwurst. Nigga had Dockwurst. He had the Dockwurst.
And it wasn't because that's all she could afford. She was like, well,
that's
you bad.
Deserve. That's all you deserve.
That's all I deserve.
You definitely my brother's generation.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But my mother was very adamant about us being able to speak properly. She was very adamant about us, you know, going to
you've
school.
always been able to articulate like this.
Well, I had a speech
Hey, when
impediment.
Ryder say white people say the whole word like this.
No, I had
But it's a good thing to articulate.
No,
man.
I had a speech impediment. My real father stutters. Even to this day, he kind of does it to this day.
So that actually got passed down.
It got passed down to me, and I can remember.
Passed that lip down to you, boy.
I had a list.
No,
I got a
I
list.
can remember my mother slapping me in the mouth when every time I tried to say "mama," I was.
You know, black mama. Boy, say
Pow!
it. Hey, man, what the hell you trying to say?
Well, she did the right thing, and I don't
got the
begrudge
stutter
her
out
for
you?
doing that.
She slapped the stutter
I'm
out your
glad she
ass.
did that.
Look at black parenting.
What she did was, when I went to kindergarten at Orangewood Elementary, she put me into speech therapy. And I remember this white lady. I don't remember her name, but I remember her. I remember how she looked. She had blonde hair. She was tall. She was a nice looking lady too. And she was my speech therapist.
Kindergarten. Look at you,
In
young
kindergarten,
freak
man.
Hey,
I remember her.
Hey, say it again. All right.
No, but she really helped me get past that, and I'm glad. I am so glad because I have tall, handsome privilege that would have been thrown in the garbage.
Which exists. If I was 2 inches taller, I'd probably have all the hoes.
If I had what I have now and a speech impediment, oh, that can go in the trash.
I'm telling
It's
you,
like,
man.
boy,
You can't even say
yeah,
that to me. Get
boy,
out
get
of
away from me. You know,
You look good. Boy, what'd you say? Come on, girl. You finna say it again. What would you say?
Say it again.
Y'all look nice.
Plug it.
My cousin stuttered too. That's how he used to be. But it crazy when it came to rap. That nigga used to rap his ass off like nothing.
Yeah.
But he stuttered. How long did it take you? Did it take you just from kindergarten?
I don't remember stuttering after kindergarten.
Damn.
I don't remember stuttering after
That boy
kindergarten.
got to it.
I just
It
don't.
took me a long time to pass them S's. The S's on my ass.
Now, you know what?
Nah,
You know what? You know what I do remember? I did have the S problem for a while.
For sure.
I had that S problem for a while. And you know why?
Stupid, bro. Uncle Rich, I couldn't get past some S's.
But you know why I had them? I had them because I had to compensate for the way I was I had to relearn how to talk properly, and so I had to compensate. And what happened was I started doing like this.
Okay.
And so then,
Oh, like that girl from 3LW. You can give me all these promises. Say you gonna leave.
I wish I would have kept it and got in the rap. I'd have been Biggie, man.
Mitchell, say you will, then you will. You won't. Say you won't.
No, so my life,
The fellas.
my young life was full of me getting in trouble in school.
What?
For the most part.
Behavior though, but like you say,
Behavior issues, and I think a lot of it. I think when you're young and you present yourself as a problem, I think even as parents.
but do we even consciously know that we're presenting ourselves as a problem? We just think, man, we young boys.
It's crazy because
Yeah, we
No.
just young boys.
that turn out the best.
No, it's because everything that I did, my friends did.
What? And then I got in trouble.
That's
for
not
it.
bad to me. You know, that wasn't bad to me.
My fat slow ass always got caught too, boy.
What?
Like,
It seriously usually is like the troubled kids that turn out to be geniuses.
I don't know about that because I got some homeboys. They still,
They-
They all of
yeah, probably a small percentage of them.
the successful people were not gems growing up.
Yeah, well,
I'll say it's always that one kid that you'll see that shouldn't be in the group, but he's in the group.
that's he hit it on the head. He hit it on the head.
These boys.
He hit it on the head.
Because I was always with everybody.
Because I grew up, my mother wasn't like my friend's mother.
Right.
They went to clean houses or they was on welfare. My mother went to an office. She put on makeup. She smelled good. She dressed good.
They smell good.
hey, like the mama. Boy, your mama be stank, boy.
You like cigarettes. This is like cigarettes over here.
It smelled like pink sour McJay curl juice and cigarettes.
No,
over
but
here.
that was how some people were.
Yeah.
And so but I just hung around friends, and we just did things. We just did things that I never thought was, really. I never considered myself a bad person, and at the age of 11.
Like mean-spirited, evil, bad person.
Yeah, I just wasn't that guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I had a quick temper, but that's only if you bother me. I never went out looking for trouble. But at the age of 11, I had started getting suspended from school. And what I would do is I would get on the bus and then immediately leave the school because I'm not supposed to be there. Back then, they didn't tell your mama you were suspended.
Yeah. And by the time it got home, she was at work. She didn't know until
you get the mail and you rip it up.
Yeah. See, y'all don't know, boy. We evaded some ass whooping by the time we got it.
Yeah.
Well, I got the immediate call.
Now that mama got your work, that school got your mama work, her cell phone, they
texting and
back then, bitch,
your child is not in school.
Or unless the truancy officer caught you.
Your child is in school.
Yeah.
My sister was like, he was just like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or back in the, you got caught by the truancy officer. Be like, take to your mama job.
Well, see, we didn't have those back then.
Yeah.
We didn't have those back then.
And only way your mama found out before the school told her was the neighbor, somebody told on you. Other than that, back then,
now this is 86.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Boy,
so
crack was good.
you were just hanging.
This is 86.
Crack
We didn't have that
was
type of
great
stuff.
in 86, boy.
So my first time getting arrested, I was 11 years old. I came to school. I'm suspended, and I'm walking, and I see a garage door open. And as an opportunist that I was at the time, dealing with my friends, when we see an opportunity, we jump on it. This is 86.
Used to lay their bikes around town, and you'll pick them up and just keep going like this.
Yeah. So I walked in these people's garage. I just grabbed the bike and went to ride. Next thing I know, here come the police. I ain't think nobody saw me. I try to run from the police. They get me. They handcuff me. They take me downtown and put me in jail like a grown man. Call my mom. Now she is absolutely upset.
What?
And so this is the beginning of all the crap that I had to put my mom through. Mm-hmm. Like, I put my mom through crap. But the crazy thing is, I was chilled until 1989 when my folks bought a house
16 years old,
and moved out of the projects.
You about 15, 16, 9.
No, I was in 89. I was 14, 15.
14, all right.
And my parents bought a house in East Fort Myers. That's when East Fort Myers was a mixed race neighborhood of lower middle class families. And
now they consider redneck, and they migrated to Riverdale.
Yeah.
Not because
No, that's Mexican now. It's totally Mexican now.
Yeah.
Like literally Palm Beach Boulevard at that time was a hub.
Yeah.
It was a Winn-Dixie, it was a U-Save, it was a bowling alley, Little Caesars, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King. It was a hub. Okay. And we lived right down the street from it in this beautiful house, surrounded by white neighbors, some black neighbors down the street. And that was my chance to actually show out, because now I didn't have Miss Pearl watching me. Mm-hmm. I didn't have Miss so-and-so, because they would snitch on you.
Do you think that you slipped through a lot of shit because you was the oldest one of the oldest of 5? So by the time your brother's siblings came around?
I didn't slip through anything. My mother was on me, but it was the fact, it was a different era, man. Your mom couldn't, if you left the house, your mom didn't know where you were at.
Yeah, my mom didn't know. And she expect me to be certain places, and she ride the block one time. She didn't fire me. You felt in your heart. My mama just rode the block. I need to get home. I need to get home right now. My mama riding the block.
Listen, here's the problem. In the projects, this is a captive audience. You're in the projects. When your mama call your name, no matter what street you on, you can hear her. Yeah. Even if she had to get in her car and drive down one street and call your name.
And if somebody heard
you
your
can
mama
hear,
call
they're going to
you,
say, your mama calling
you.
You
sitting there playing dumb.
Exactly.
Oh, you hear your mama?
Your mama calling you.
Miss Joanne, he said he hear shit you just said.
Exactly.
He right here.
Exactly.
Hey, she got us, bro. He right here.
Exactly. But when you move out of those confinements of the projects, you're living in a wide, in the projects, you go to the back store, it's what? A 5-minute walk?
Yeah.
Now you go to Winn-Dixie, that's a 10-minute walk. You got to cross a busy street. Yeah. You're everywhere now.
It's a world, damn.
It's a different world. And nobody's watching you. Dude, I got in so much trouble when I moved out of the projects. That was basically my first time going to detention center was when we moved out of the projects.
What you got caught doing? Don't see.
My first time, no, you know what? I'm sorry. My first time was in the old projects, and I got caught snatching a purse in the Edison Mall.
That boy purse snatching. Yeah, boy.
That's just
Hey,
the
this boy motherfucking thug, boy. Y'all
just-
playing for real, boy. Making nigga ass folk miles, your little pussy ass, boy. You see the little Tyler suit, fuck nigga. Ooh, play with me, bit for real, bit.
and that
for real, boy.
that was my first one.
Fuck nigga.
And I was influenced by a lot of the bigger dudes that was in the projects, and so
Trying to
you know,
get some money.
all my friends. I mean, we were just bad kids, man. My one friend, Oscar Davis, I think he's still in prison to this day. He went to Okeechobee. Yeah, he went to Okeechobee when we were kids for shooting another dude on the school bus. I was supposed to be on the school bus to help him do it, but I didn't. Something happened, and I wasn't able to get the bus left, or something happened. The bus left or something. I was supposed to be on that bus with him to help him shoot this dude. Damn. And he finally shot the dude, and they sent him. He was gone for like 2 years. Through all that time, I'm going to juvenile detention center for robbery, strong arm robbery, possession of weapons, and they put me in there like 21 days. So from the time
From your first time being locked up and shit, do you think it's like they say it becomes a repetitive pattern when you fall into it?
well,
You can break
to
it.
be
You can
honest with
definitely
you,
break it, but
to be honest with you, so there was no punishment in it.
slaps on the wrist.
You're in there for 21 days. You're in there for 21 days. You're in there with your homeboys. You in there having fun. You know, all y'all doing is watching TV.
Going to little
You
school
got to go to little school or whatever. You know, every now and again you might see a little movie.
And you still mama baby. You still mama.
Well, I was never mama's baby. I've always been the black sheep, and I'm comfortable with that. I earned that reputation.
There was still no love as far as fuck. I'm still the mama in this little nigga though. Shit.
No, I mean, your mother is always going to be there for you.
Yeah.
But I can honestly say without a doubt, I really wasn't her favorite. So
And parents got
and I get
favorites.
it.
They don't like to admit it, but parents
Yeah,
got favorites.
yeah.
So it didn't become a pattern when you got your first locked up. You just like fuck it, with no consequence. So fuck
It's
it,
21 days.
Yeah.
Me and my homeboys in here.
So when did you get your
my
first,
mother would come visit. You know,
when did you get your first real lashing? Like fuck, hey, this shit might be real, or was when you got
there was nothing, man. I didn't.
So what led up to you end up going to prison and doing? Was that your first time
So
going?
no, all right. So fast forward, I start dating. I'm in the 9th grade, and no, actually, I'm sorry. I'm in the 10th grade.
So it's early 90s. Early 90s.
This is 1990.
Yeah.
I'm in the 10th grade.
My daddy was just fucking a little white girl named Deborah, skeeting in the, yeah.
Well, when
1990?
I got locked up, the most
Big Daddy
popular
Kane?
the most popular album out was Belle Biv DeVoe's first album.
Nah, what is that?
Yeah, that was the most popular album. It came right after Bobby Brown's "Don't Be Cruel."
Y'all don't know nothing about that.
So that was the most, and I can remember because I got kicked out of school, and I was
Young nigga act like I want to listen to Anita Baker.
Doing the new edition moves.
no, I was a dancer. I used to.
If you couldn't dance back in the day,
Yeah, you were
like,
nothing.
yeah.
you were
It was a point,
Started the era of
like, but I remember
Dudes,
that.
what now?
popping at the Easter parade. Y'all started that.
I don't know about that, but
There's always been a time.
I don't know about that. I was probably locked up. I don't know about that.
By the time my day was popping, I was locked up, nigga. But there's always a time where if you couldn't dance, you was considered lame. If you
Yeah.
couldn't beatbox, you was considered lame. Like the 5 elements of hip hop, if you couldn't rap, you was considered lame, bro.
And you didn't even
Like,
have
yeah.
to. But listen,
You had to keep you a
listen,
high 8 or 16.
even
in
if
the
you
clutch
didn't know
somewhere.
how to do any of that. If you knew how to dress,
Yeah.
you get a pass.
Fashion, you get a pass.
If you had your MCMs,
Yeah,
if you had your Gucci's,
Yeah, you get a pass.
your Diodoras, your
And everybody
your warm-up
respected the
suits.
fly nigga. The dope
Yeah.
niggas respect the fly because
Yeah.
it costs money to get like
Yeah.
that. Everybody,
Yeah.
even the broke niggas, but hey, everybody respect
No, back
the
in my
fly
days,
nigga.
like if you was cool, you had a briefcase.
I remember
in school.
Yeah.
In school, you had a briefcase.
I remember my homeboy used to come to school all the time. I remember my homeboys come to school all the time, and the nigga was clean every day. He ain't never sell dope. Was never a nigga who would fight, nothing like that. But always had the whole thing, and you always respect. Cause bro, clean every day. You respect that type of shit. But when you caught your first case, how old were you? Say about. So you say this in the 90s?
I was 16.
So damn.
So what happened was it overlapped. So I was dating this girl. Her name was Zena Rodriguez, and she was from one of those islands down. I forget now.
Bahamas?
No.
Rodriguez, boy.
No. Actually, but she wasn't Spanish. She was from one of them other like the Turks and Caicos Islands. One of them islands down there.
She's like of Indian Spanish type.
Yeah. So I was dating her.
Maybe?
I was dating her, and she came to the house one day crying. I had broke up with her.
Yeah.
So she came to the house one day
And
crying.
You broke her little baby heart. Damn.
Yeah. Well, she was crying, and my sister took her out to walk with her. Come to find out, long story short, her stepmother, who was black, but she was from Great Britain, which at the time I never knew there was black British. I never knew that. I was like,
black Asians.
Like when I heard her talk, I was like, "Where are you from?" So that baffled me. So her stepmother walked in on her father, her biological father, having sex with her in the laundry room. Okay. My sister got so upset with me, and I'm like, I didn't know. She thought I was being mean to her, and I'm like, I just broke up with her. I didn't know this was going on, and I had never had sex with her. I had never had sex with her, and so me and my boys, okay, these people were wet off, and they lived right down the street from us. This was a nice neighborhood. They had a brand new Mitsubishi Galant, which back then, if you had a Galant,
you was stunned.
So they had a brand new Mitsubishi Galant. No, it didn't sound like back then. No, back then a Galant was a sedan, like a nice sedan.
How you hoes treat Nissans?
And then they had a brand new Toyota Camry.
Okay.
The Mitsubishi was maroon. The Camry was Snow White.
Yeah.
Me and two of my boys went in. I'm mad. You done did this. That's disgusting. So we went in and put the guns on them and rob them. And then the mom looks up, Richard, is that you? And I'm like, shut up! I'm trying to change my voice and everything.
Hey, she looking. I know this tall motherfucker.
That's how she said it.
Richard,
is that you?
Why you have a gun to my husband's dome?
Listen, the plan was to shoot Dad in the butt.
Okay,
that was the plan.
Just pop his ass, let him know.
But when she called my name,
little fruit booty,
I was like, I can't shoot him now.
Gotta pop on
who
the
did it. So we robbed them, and back then it wasn't called home invasion.
Yeah,
you know what it was called?
Breaking and entering.
It was called armed burglary.
Okay,
that's it. The home invasion thing became a Fed charge and carried like minimum mandatories and all that because it became prevalent. Yeah. So I took the Mitsubishi.
Now break that down to people real fast because people don't understand that the judge will give the verdict on not knowing that you broke in the house and then maybe you didn't hurt nobody, but we don't know what your intentions were. Yeah. So that's why there's still the minimum.
Well, during that era, a lot of things,
early 90s,
a lot of people ran their campaign on tough on crime.
Yes, sir.
A lot of laws
Joe
were passed.
Biden pussy ass.
Well,
I fought with some shit Joe Biden did, but Joe Biden
Bill
but
Clinton.
Joe Biden was with his boy then.
Yeah.
Bill. That's crazy because they had to run off the back of George Bush dad.
But I get it. Yeah, I get because we were terrorizing this country.
Yeah.
Listen, we had a sheriff named Sheriff John McDougal back in those days around the same time.
We got one name, pussy.
Got on national TV on the Today Show.
He might put me in his hotel. He might put me in his hotel. How long was he a sheriff? He
was a sheriff for a while, but he got on national TV on the Today Show and looked into the camera and said, "Do not come to Florida."
Yeah. Sheesh. Basically what they're doing right now.
This is why now there are guards at rest stops when there wasn't back then. Mm-hmm. This is why rental cars don't put counties on them anymore. The rental car tags don't put the county name on it anymore. That was a big thing. If they see you with a tag from Florida and you from somewhere else, you go down to Miami or whatever, you on the alley or whatever at one of these rest stops, That's
Now,
what
mind
happened.
you, it's a trickle down effect because Reaganomics and the drug era and trying to crack down
Well,
on drugs.
all that is a part of it.
Yeah, it's a trickle down.
Yeah, all of it
but
is a
people
part
don't
of
realize
it.
that. Like, bro, when we're watching that shit about the coupon shit. Yeah, it's coupon shit, but if you can get a corporation out of so much money, the IRS or somebody's gonna eventually be like, hey, that's still a crime. It's a pink collar crime.
Yeah.
But hey, somebody, because it's a victimless crime, and people don't know how the law works like that. So after you end up popping moms and dudes and that,
No, I didn't do it. But
after that,
I took their cars. My homeboy
Why'd
who
you
lived,
get caught? What,
I'm gonna tell you, my homeboy who lived next to me, me and him was cool. So he's from Daytona. So him and his mom, I rode around in the car for like 5 days or whatever.
Flag.
I hit it. Yeah.
Flag.
Yeah.
I had a homie do that same shit.
Him and his mom is going up to Daytona for a little vacation or whatever. And he asked me, was I coming? I'm like, yeah. He was like, you coming with me and Mom's? I'm like, nah, I got the little whip, you know? So I drove, never been to Daytona a day in my life. I stopped off at the gas station, the one that's right by 75 on MLK. Mm-hmm. That's been there forever. Mm-hmm. So
they just keep changing that bitch.
Yeah, I stopped in there and brought a map. And I figured
out. You know what a map is?
I figured out how to get to
Face
Daytona
ass.
off of that map. And the crazy thing is, I was sleepy as hell. And I'm on 75, and I start swerving. And I swerved, and I looked up one time, and the cops were right behind me. And I'm like, dang. So I pulled over. I jumped out the car. And this is just me thinking quick on my feet because I'm from the projects. You keep your head on the swivel. I said, hey, sir, I'm sorry. I'm just real sleepy. I'm coming back from a funeral. My auntie just died. I'm headed back to Bethune-Cookman. And he said, okay. He said, man, he says, man, you swerving back there. You gonna be up. He said, I tell you what, man. He said, why don't you go on up there up under that overpass and have your rest? I'll make sure nobody bothers you. And I said, yes, sir. Didn't ask for a driver's license, which I didn't have one. Didn't ask for insurance, which I didn't have one. I didn't have anything. Now I done stole these people wallets and stuff too now, okay? So I get up to Daytona, hallelujah, and I'm riding all around, but I can't find my boy. Remember, we ain't got no cell phone. We ain't got nothing. I'm looking for my boy. Where my boy at?
Nigga done checked every checkers and rallies. I know he likes season fries.
So I'm on Daytona Beach.
Every juice and looses.
I'm a 15-year-old in a stolen vehicle. Now I done stopped.
7 counties up.
I done stopped on the way to use this card to get gas. Mm-hmm. You know they had the swipers back then. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I figured this stuff out. I'm from the project. I think quick on my feet, man. So I done got gas all the way up there using this card. So I'm on the beach. So I'm like, okay, let me get me a room. So I go in. I give the dude the card, and he's about to give me. He gives me the key to the room, and then he says, "Hold on 1 minute. Let me get you something. Whatever." The next thing I know, I'm starting to get a little. I'm like, this is taking a little too long. So as I walk out, he tries to grab me, and I said, "Man, get off me now." There's some brothers, older brothers. They outside. This hotel is packed. We're talking about Daytona Beach in 1989, bro. Yeah. So this place is packed, and the dudes was like, "Oh no, white boy, get off him." So he's like, "Come on, guys, he's using a stolen credit card." That's the first time he said anything, and I'm like, I got a jet. So the police pulls up. I'm trying to
stolen, nigga. I'm just
I'm trying to get away from him. So the cops, they're not aggressive at all. They're like, hey, just calm down. Hey, what's going on?
They ain't heard a stolen credit card.
They ain't heard nothing.
The 90s. They don't know about this shit in it. What?
So he's like,
card with credit on it?
So the cops was like, all right, just calm down. Let him go. Just calm down. Sir, go ahead and have a seat on the curb. And I went to sit down on the curb, and my butt didn't even hit it. And I was, like JB Smooth say, pew, pew. So I'm running. Now the police done woke me up. Okay, the police that stopped me earlier, I'm talking about I'm like this. That scared me. Okay, So now I'm running. And finally, I get up under a truck,
Bitch,
right?
Bro, tired. Yeah.
And just black out, just tired. The next thing I know, somebody's saying, he's right there up under the truck. And I'm in a fog. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Oh. So these some white boys, these some country white boys too. Now I'm all type of niggas and we gonna kill you, go get the gun.
Jim Bob, look at that nigger.
Yeah, go get
under
the
that
gun.
damn truck.
So I
Let's
hurry up.
Get him.
I get out of there. So I wind up climbing a tree. And I'm way up in the tree. I don't think they gonna find me.
I told you he was nigger.
No, he ain't find me. They didn't find me.
Doing nigger shit. Look
But they ran after me for a while, but they didn't find me. I climb up in this tree. It's dark. I don't know where I'm at. So finally,
Mr. Crocker somewhere told that story. We chased this nigga for hours. He ran up the tree. I don't know what happened to him. I think he went up that tree, Jim Bob, but he didn't go up the tree. All niggers don't climb trees.
No. So they caught me. The police came and caught me. The dogs alerted the cops that I was up in the tree. So I came down.
That's why I keep sausages on me, bro.
And they put me in the detention
shit
center
like
in Volusia County. I'm in the Volusia County Detention Center. Okay.
Once again, they got to alert your mama hours later too.
Yeah. Well,
Once again, yeah.
I stayed my 21 days.
Yeah.
Then they tried to bring me back and lock me up again because the crime that I did happened in Fort Myers. Basically, I broke a crime. I broke the law up there too. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, the judge said that's double jeopardy. He's already served 21 days because they brought me down in the van and put me in the detention center. So they finally let me go. Long story short, I kept doing stupid stuff. I would go out. Some nights I would rob a restaurant. I would rob 4 or 5 cabs. Like in one night. In one night, I would rob until I was.
I've been robbing me. I'm a stick-up kid. That's how I live.
That's what I did.
I admit it.
That's what I did.
Nobody knows the troubles I see.
So finally, I came up with this crazy idea.
Fuck, nigga.
I said, I'm going to rob McDonald's.
Nigga, get that Big Mac up, fuck, nigga. Yo,
I said I'm gonna rob McDonald's.
Oh my God.
So
you was working that day? Oh, okay.
So I couldn't rob the one over there where I live at. I worked there. I worked there before.
Hell no. They know me.
Yeah.
I'm like, Richard.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Number 7. Yeah.
So
I knew it was Richard because when he left, he grabbed the Sprite. Richard always drinks Sprites on break.
So I robbed the most famous McDonald's in Fort Myers, the one up there on 41, right across from Babes. And I robbed it, and I got away. The dudes that was supposed to be with me, which I learned the lesson.
That's crazy. Nigga robbed McDonald's when they had a playground. It's crazy.
You
a wild nigga. You a wild nigga, boy.
It was late at night, man.
You a wild nigga, boy.
No, so listen. It taught me a valuable lesson because I took 2 dudes who just wanted some money. They ain't know nothing about robbing. So I took them with me, and they got scared. And so I ended up robbing the place by myself. So I started running, and when I came out, they were nowhere to be found. They left.
I said, leave the car running, not run with the
car.
Not
run with the car. So I ran into the apartments that's behind there, still up there today. And so finally, they was looking for me. I'm watching them looking for me. So finally, they brought the dogs out.
Once again.
So now the dogs done hit on me. And they done let him go. All right, I'm running. I done outran the dog, jumped over a wall. The dog can't climb a wall.
No.
Man, I'm running, and finally, I ducked into somewhere where I thought I would be okay. And the dog
over there by your house now, bro. Basically,
basically
by your house.
The dog found me again.
Bro, you ain't got love with dogs, bro.
Yeah. So the cop literally sat on my chest.
Should have became a chef. You should have
and put his gun on my forehead and asked me where the money was. He said, "Tell me where the money is. I'm gonna blow your brains out." Mm-hmm. And I said, "I don't know where any money at." Turns around, tell the other cop, "Let him go." Dog clamps onto my leg. To this day, I have teeth marks from dogs all up and down my leg.
Shit.
The last one is an inch away from my balls.
Shit.
That's the last one. It's an inch.
Shit.
No, it didn't hit me. It's on my leg. It's on my leg. And man, I pooped all on myself.
I would have pissed on that dog.
I pooped all on
Bitch.
myself, man. And they told me, I asked them why they weren't taking me to the hospital, and they said they ain't taking me to the hospital till I confess about the crime. So I had to. They sat me in the holding cell in the Fort Myers Police Department, which is illegal.
Yeah.
Which at that point I'm like, I wish my mom would have known, how to pursue this, because you put me in the police department. I'm talking about blood.
A lot of people don't.
Poop still on me and everything.
I got a little cousin now on probation now because a kid came to school. 2 white boys jumped him. He comes to school the next day with a knife to protect himself in case something happened. The white boy say he got a knife. They jump him again. Yeah. He brings a knife again to make sure that third day the principal, everybody knows about the shit because it's text, man. Get around. Yeah. My mother didn't know how to go about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I say, hey, Mom, the ignorance of the law is no excuse, but you got to know that, hey, they were in the wrong.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of things like that if you ain't a young woman just lost her whole life in Young Blue shooting, the Club Blue shooting, excuse me. Yeah. The young lady was acquaintance because she drove the people there. And people got to understand that you can lose your life just that quick by being with somebody, shit like that. And they do a lot of things to get, when they interrogate, to get information on people. They do a lot of legal stuff to kids and to individuals. Yeah.
And if you don't know no better, that's just the way. I was always taught to never tell on yourself. Yeah. So I never.
But they had you so fucked up, you're like, fuck, I need.
No, I needed to say something. I mean, I was in pain and I smelled like crap. Yeah. So I wound up getting. I stayed in the county jail for like a year and 3 months, and I wound up getting I wound up getting 9 years with 3 mandatory. Mandatory was for the gun. Mm-hmm. And back then,
fuck the people you hurt, but you had a gun. Yeah.
So I got sent to Orlando. It was probably one of the most terrifying days of my life, walking into a prison.
Why they ain't seen you right next door, DeSoto County or something? Why you think
No, you have to go through orientation. Yeah. And there's certain and so you back then
South Florida,
no, they don't send us to South Florida. Okay. At least back then they didn't. We South Florida was full. They got them 3 counties to deal with. Mm-hmm. So from Naples on up goes to Orlando. Mm-hmm. From Orlando on up went to Lake Butler. And then the Panhandle also went to Lake Butler.
So you was what? You was 22 years old?
No, Santa Rosa's in the Panhandle. Lake Butler is next to Jacksonville, right up under Duval.
So you was about 22 years old?
No, I was 16.
16? Oh, yeah. Okay, but you sat in the county for about a year. So about 17, going into 18.
No. I was 16 when I got locked up.
Okay.
And I was 16. I stayed there, got there. I was 17 the next year. So November of 91 is when I went to prison. I was 17.
Shooting show, hit you one of them, shooting show.
That's crazy.
Well, I deserved it, man. I was a hardhead.
So where they sent you to adult prison, or you went to the
No, they sent me. Okay, so they sent me to Orlando. Everybody has to go to Orlando to get classified. They got to find out how dumb you are, how smart you are. Yeah. They got to find out how violent you are, how timid you are, because they got to classify you. If you have some type of smarts or if you have some type of skill,
and let them know what they do in classification. Like classification, they also go by your crime you committed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They want to know how dangerous you are. Yeah. If you're a threat, if you a violent person, they'll classify you a certain way, and a lot of it goes off of your jail record. I wasn't a problem starter. Mm-hmm. I got jumped in jail by 5 dudes, and I had to fight each one of them.
Big ass. You big,
no, back then I was like 130 pounds, soaking wet.
But height?
No, I was about 6 feet back then.
Oh, you ain't had.
I didn't stop growing until I was 20.
But you got to think you still around younger people who probably weren't as little height. Intimidation.
No, but them dudes was always bigger than me.
Yeah.
So I literally had to fight 1-on-1 5 dudes. So 5 dudes.
Did you do all your time there?
And every time I would start winning on one of them, they would.
Yeah, I got my uncle with me, bro.
Yeah.
I got my uncle with me.
So they sent me to Orlando, and here's where things changed. My first day there was absolutely the most terrifying day I have ever experienced.
A lot of people prison stories always be their first day.
You're butt naked around a bunch of men. Yeah. They're cutting your hair off. They're making you put your fingers in your mouth after you touched your balls, and wiping your butts and telling you to bend over and cough. And it's just like, it's intimidating, it's degrading, it's demoralizing, and it's very, very scary.
But it's already a mental thing when they bring you in.
Yeah.
It's a mental thing off top. And I tell people a lot of time, man, I'm not the smartest person or the strongest person, but mentally how strong I am, I would have been quit this shit, man. Me and Ice argue every week about this podcast shit, man. Bro, I ain't made $1 off this shit.
Yeah.
I ain't made $1, bro. To keep doing something with it, bro, you gotta be crazy, but you gotta be some kind of crazy to get some different type of shit going too.
Yeah.
I look at all athletes. I watch Muhammad Ali documentaries. I look at Mike Tyson all the time. I watch his podcast. He's throwed the fuck off, but he's very, very emotionally intelligent and he's very, very mentally intelligent. But I tell people all the time that, bro, you got to be some kind of throw it off. But I gained my mental stability when I was locked up in jail. But it came from having a harsh childhood, having to succumb certain harsh shit, and this hurts. And I got scars from childhood shit you can't get rid of. You still fucked up. And you like, damn, so you get to a man. And I went, and my first time being locked up was doing real time. I was 20 years old. And I was handling myself so well by 7 months into my time. Motherfucker was looking like, hey, man, da-da-da. People look at my resume and said, 1990. Hey, Jit, you a Jit. Hey, yeah, bro. Hey, bro, how you got? Yeah, my shit fooling here because I do 2-for-1s and I know math, bro, like certain shit. But I had to learn mental stability because my mama caught a cell charge with me. My mama been thugging with me. Yeah. I took my mama through a lot of shit too, bro.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I let go kicked in twice. Shit, love you, Deborah. Shit. But I love my mama to death, bro. But she couldn't send me money to canteen, couldn't come. I was fucked up and mentally I was scared, crying. Damn, my mama can't. First time my mama couldn't do for me, I knew my dad. The first time I knew wasn't no help coming. So everything from here on out came from my own and God's own intuition of saying, I'm building. I'm God. I know I got to create, and this is the word you create for yourself. And I had to go and do. I tell a lot of men, if you ain't never had to do on your own like that and being locked down, that shit really fucks with you mentally. And to survive that shit, because I'm not saying kill yourself. I'm saying I've seen niggas. BGF is really big, and I was telling you about the Black Gorilla family and shit. Like, niggas think Bloods Crip is the white boys, the Woodies, it's the Chicos, and it's the BGF. And you got some Islam, and you might get saved by, well, bro, when you're locked up, my nigga, that shit is segregated. Like, that shit is really real. So it really develops your mental stability. And a lot of niggas can't handle that. You can't stand on your own 10, so you go join this gang or join that gang. You can't use a boy now because you can stand on your own 10. Meanwhile, you ain't gay, but you's a boy. Survival tactics is real, too.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Survival tactics is real.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
But I tell people, and I know niggas became boys because debts. Nigga, like, bruh. But I tell people that mental stability developed. And do you think that helped you in your tenure of coming into the real world? Because you say you did out of the 9, how many you did? You had to do 3. So out of 9 years.
Out of those, I did 6.
Shit. And you came home on what? Probation?
At 22. No, I didn't know. I always lived by the mantra, man. I wear a size XX, man. I ain't doing no probation.
Yeah, no, man. And you know it's crazy? I said that same thing, bro, until just up to a year ago. I got in a situation, and
Well, you probably got something to lose now.
Yeah.
I didn't have nothing to lose.
And in my mind, I'm the type of nigga, bro, no. Yeah. And when I do time, I ain't got no bitch, I ain't got no mom, I ain't got nobody, don't nobody care about me. Yeah. And I kept telling myself, I got so much to lose that y'all niggas do not want me to be locked up. I would be LillyDilly, boy. The mind I got now, I'm going kingpin status. Y'all don't want to be locked up, but if I did that time, this part would have been infamous. Yeah. And I tell people, LeBron always went from famous at Cleveland. When he went to Miami, infamous. People hate him, back to fame. Mm-hmm. And once you go from fame to infamous, the only way back is to double your fame. Yeah. And people will forever love you because your road to redemption and how far you've come. Yeah. So when you were locked up, bro, were you ever stuck on like, man, it is what it is. I'm a savage in here. Did you get that mind frame, bro, when you was in there? Or
well,
you always know I'm
when I first walked in there, my aunt was married to the Baker boys, one of the Baker boys.
Shout out to Baker boys, man.
Baby Baker.
Shout out to Baker boys.
Tony
boys
Baker.
I used to love them motherfuckers.
No.
Talking about the Baker boys.
These were HBO hood boy legends.
One nigga was a dope boy. So had nigga used to rent his limousine on fucking Easter and shit.
So
he used to let the kids ride. But no, one of the niggas used to rent a limousine on Eastern, let the kids ride in the limousine on Eastern, throw money out the roof and shit.
So
I used to always want to be in that limousine. I was jealous.
They have a cousin. Their cousin name is Meat, like meat. That's his name. And this dude, like big neck, big head, just a big dude. As soon as he saw me come into Orlando, he was like, cuz, gave me a hug and everything. What up? So, a couple of weeks passed. We're in the JIT dorm, of course, and one dude out of Orlando. For whatever reason, I was out sweeping up while we were on lockdown doing a count. So I'm doing my little duties or whatever. And I don't remember what happened, why it got like that. But all of a sudden, this dude is cursing me out, calling me every single
pussy nigga. Boy, I swear, you lame man, fuck ass for my niggas, boy. Come around there, bitch.
Every single, and he was from Orlando.
Yeah, they
And
don't know. And
I
them
went
niggas deep in there. They deep in there.
But I
because
learned
they cities be bigger.
I learned that Orlando, them a bunch of pretty boys, man. They ain't gonna do
They
nothing.
deep in there though.
But yeah,
They deep
so
in there. Shout out my dogs in
I
the
go
O.
outside and I tell Meat what happened. Meat immediately becomes a person I've never seen before. He gets absolutely enraged. He said, if you don't take your ass back in there and beat the shit out of this nigga, I'm gonna beat your ass. Then I'm gonna call your mama and I'm gonna tell your mama you up here acting like a bitch.
A whole bitch.
And he was
man,
dead
Miss
serious.
Doris, Miss Doris, this nigga here acting like a whole bitch.
He was serious.
Yeah.
And it scared me more to hear him threaten me than this little dude from Orlando.
or whatever LeBlos he got coming.
I'll take him.
Yeah.
I ain't messing with me.
I was in that same situation and damn, shout out my dog Pooh Bear, man. Pooh Bear ain't here right now, but safe travel when you get back. But his uncle Booker, that nigga, that real life, he like a fucking Mike Tyson. When he's not out on the streets drinking and doing his thing and in jail, that boy buffed up. That nigga taught me how to walk and how to talk, and he was on that.
Yeah.
And nigga owed me for some
and
shit.
there is a language.
And the nigga was like, hey, bro, don't let him, bro. You know you get canteen twice a week. If he play you this week, you ain't never going to see that canteen. I'm like, nah, bro, 2 for 1, bro. I really ain't tripping, da-da-da, because he's a smaller guy. I know I'm bigger. I'll demolish this, man. He was like,
them dudes don't care.
He was like, nah, bro, put him between the wash and dry.
A junkie is a junkie, man. And you don't know who these people were on the streets.
Yeah,
and a lot of them are junkies.
And they'll try you, bro. They'll slick shit like that because they'll try
They
you.
junkies.
And they ain't going to do it in front of everybody, but they'll try you privately, and they ain't going to tell everybody that they tried you. Yeah, man, it's 2 for 1. We eating on Uncle Richard right now.
Yeah. Well,
Mitch, shut the fuck up, bro. Mitch say, so I shouldn't have gave my bologna sandwich.
Well,
shit, if you coming home, bro, y'all had this in that sponge while I get there. But there are certain shit that like you said.
No, he taught me a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
He did. He what he said to me, he said, this is what he told me. He said, because he got real serious. It was like it was almost a passion. And he said, if you let him do you like that, he ain't the one you got to worry about. Mm-hmm. It's them other dudes that saw him do you like that and saw that you didn't do nothing about it.
Because he ain't a real vulture. He just a little pigeon.
No. What he said was he done already scared you. Mm-hmm. You ain't even got to worry about him no more. You got to worry about everybody else. He said, I'm gonna tell you what. If you don't go in there and get some straightening, even if you lose, he say you gonna be somebody's woman by the time you get out of here.
Yeah.
And that scared me. Okay, now we're talking about the 90s. We ain't talking about today.
Yeah,
this was
all you
no man's land.
All you heard about was prison stories and shit. You never really,
Florida got sued because they were allowing this type of activity to go on
because
unpunished,
it was grown men locked up with younger people and shit.
I mean, they were doing
like
all
you
this.
said at that time. It was people who were drug offenders locked up with people who were violent crime.
Dude, they were putting people that were in disciplinary confinement. They would take somebody that asked to be put on PC. They would put them in there with the person on disciplinary confinement. And it'd be like 5 of them in the room.
But people don't
know. Like 5 of them in the room.
That's the mental
game. This is case law.
Yeah.
This is case law. You can literally look this. Florida has case law.
Explain to people what case law is and how you can use case law to your advantage.
Well, case law is if there's a case that was a successful case, they'll put it in a book. And you go to the law library and you can look up these different books with these different case laws in them. And you can actually even win because of what a ruling of what some judge did 20, 30 years prior. And a lot of people have sued the Florida Department of Corrections over again on that same case.
That's why you hear like in the abortion shit, the Roe vs. Wade shit, because somebody run before it to say this is my body, my temple, and they're like, so they'll hold that one case up against whatever.
Yeah, like and you can win over and over again. Just
I forgot
on
about
case
the thing
law.
in Georgia about the black school board, about the black. I forgot the thing about, but they use that one case law to be like, hey. Everybody, and you can stand in front of that one, bro. But case law really is important. But people don't understand that they got case law say like, hey, you can't have these kind of behaviors going on in this kind of activity. But how did you pass your time when you were like, how did you after you got settled and shit say, hey man, this what it? How did you pass your time?
Well, what I want to tell you is
because I want to see like how did you get into the cooking and shit.
Well, so what happened with this dude? I wound up busting his head open with a back then we used to have a big mop and broomstick.
Yeah,
it was like this thick.
So
I cracked his head open.
The ones you had to screw the bottom back onto.
Yes.
The ones you got to pull the head off to wash it and then put it back in, screw it down. The big mop.
So I cracked his head.
The ones you got to back and forth with.
So I cracked his head open.
Niggas ain't never mopped no floor.
I went to confinement. They put me in confinement. I don't know how long I was there. One day they came up to me and they
months,
say,
couple weeks.
No, maybe a month.
Yeah.
So they came up
That's
to me.
the worst shit ever. That 23 and 1, I hate that.
They never served me a DR. They never
Yeah.
served me a disciplinary report. And so they finally came to the door and they say, you're being transferred. I was classified to go to Indian River. They reclassified me after this incident because I busted dude head wide open. And they reclassified me to Bavard. Bavard was the gladiator school. It was gladiator school.
And mind you, there's a lot of pussies that they only consider gladiator school because niggas made you fight all the time. And niggas be swearing to God, my cousin survived that shit and he a whole pussy.
Well,
and they just made this nigga fight. They just, because a lot of the niggas is going there.
That's different from when we
And the
were
nigga, but he was there in 94, 95. I be looking at this old nigga like, bro, you was this whole pussy, bro.
Okay.
He was a whole, and he only, but he was talking about bravado, and I was done, like, you hit women, nigga. Fuck, nigga, you a pussy, nigga.
I'll give you that. I mean,
ain't
anywhere
survived no
you go,
gladiator
you're gonna get that. So
because it's known as gladiator camp, so because it could be it's niggas on the streets and niggas on the porch.
Yeah.
Just because you was locked up don't mean you was really an animal in the jungle.
You're
And I
right.
know
I'll give you
niggas who
that.
done been locked up, bro.
You're
My dog
exactly
that
right.
came by, bitch, trust me, like, hey, such and such in PC. Why he in PC? He bought it. Oh, he can't make no knife. Oh, he pussy. He can't throw it from the shoulders. Oh, he pussy.
And
Oh,
that's
he
how
pussy.
but
And
you know
niggas
what?
scared to go to that box too. That's why niggas ain't gonna go and make a knife and be taking a risk. I'll get caught with it.
But you know what?
poke
Here's the
nigga,
thing.
boy.
It don't make exactly. It doesn't make a difference.
I had a 4 little toothbrush, fake toothbrushes. Could they give you one put on your face? Man, let me shut up.
It don't make a difference how you handle your business. You just gotta handle your business. I bust a dude head open with a broom. So now when they
and
put
a lot
us
of these
on the
dudes
bus,
are scared because you're in prison and jail locked up. They use scary mentality and tactics.
Yeah.
Let me talk loud to them, man.
Yeah.
Give me that shit. And
well, see, when you in the county jail, at least back then, you really didn't have to do all that because you was around your homeboys. Once you get in there, you surround dudes that you don't even know. So
and then the ones you consider your homeboys, snake homeboys.
So long story short, when I get on the bus, that's when my life changed. As soon as I got on the bus, they told us, they said, if you and him go at it, we're going to bring you back and we're going to give you a disciplinary report. We're going to do this and do this and do this. Okay, no problem. So
they put y'all on the bus together?
He got on first.
Yeah.
And
once again, the mind games they play.
Yeah, he got on first. Well, the bus was full.
Yeah.
But he got on before me. I didn't see him get on. I
but
came
they know
in.
that he on there.
I came in, but they told us, you play these games, we're going to bring you back. So when you're in that position, you just want to get to your permanent camp. Okay, so you can settle in. So
That's
I get on the bus.
I want to get settled in, get my EOS. And
I get on the bus, and the first person I see was him. And what I saw in his eyes,
boy.
the dude
boy.
the dude who he had the thing and everything. And the thing that I saw in his eyes, he wasn't angry. The thing I saw in his eyes was this. I saw total fear. And I've never seen that in a man's eyes before. Then I looked around on the bus,
after you done
and everybody else
shot a nigga stepdaddy and shit, but you ain't never seen that nigga. He wasn't scared.
Everybody else on the bus had that same look in their eyes, and that's what changed me. And I said,
and it wasn't that you
Meat
had
was right. I gotta. Anytime I'm faced with this situation, and that's what I did from that point on. If I was faced with a situation, I'm going to the extreme.
Ballistic.
Because I don't want nobody, and I want to continue to see that look in their eyes, just out of respect. And again, I never started. I never tried to bully or anything.
I've read the 40 Laws of Power a couple times. I even re-listened to it a lot, and it speaks about holding your violent ways, like knowing that they feel you because your violent ways, but they respect you because you hold your violent ways back. But a lot of people don't realize that. Nowadays and shit, especially people soon you get in a certain position, right now people play. I know niggas play police games, bro. That little shit you used to do when we was kids and shit, man.
Police.
Hit me now.
I don't play
like
police
this
games.
nigga, we was jump this nigga in the corner and shit, beat him up in the room, and he go stand in front of my grandma.
Everybody
Like,
yeah.
hey, come hit me now, Mike. Right? Yeah, I beat all y'all up. I'm like, bro, but niggas do that. Niggas be downtown, pussy ass nigga, I'm da-da-da-da. Bro, y'all seen it. And be like, all right, you got this. But when I see you,
gangsters.
I'm going to be like Vladimir Putin. I'm going to show you something the world ain't never motherfucking seen when I get your ass, boy. But when you locked up there, you got to either wait, because I've been in a position where I was, like I say, the nigga was like, hey, man, da-da-da. I'm like, man, I ain't really worried. But as I sat back, and I got a big thing. I was just telling Icey some shit out there, bro. If I can't go to sleep, and something that I said to you or did to you,
that ain't happening.
I gotta call you and talk to you.
No.
And it's something that the nigga did say, it kept bothering me. So I said the next day when breakfast come, I need them trays off of him. Ignorant nigga shit. I'm 20 years old. So when it came, get the truck, the nigga. Morning come, I do dumb shit. Snatch his tray in front of the CO and everybody, got everybody sprayed up and locked up. Do dumb nigga shit. Yeah. But I had to make a point to this nigga. I'm like, man, you just keep running off with my 2 for 1 because shit ain't sweet like that. But people would do things like that, bro, and they don't understand the little mental games play. But I was so glad, like you say, when you finally get to your destination, bro, your home base, and you could settle in.
I felt at home, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt like I was at home.
What helped you pass your time when you finally got settled?
Okay, so
and did you find your passion for like? Did you want to start cooking?
I always cooked at home. But in there,
so you've had that passion since you was a kid.
Yeah, no, my sister's the oldest.
I ain't talking about cooking to defend ourselves. I'm talking about cooking like.
I'm saying I would cook at home. I was 13 years old.
That's why your mama dealt. That's why your mama dealt with your shit. This nigga boy, but he can fry pork chops.
No, no, because she tried to teach my sister how to cook. My sister just could not cook. My sister can cook like 1 or 2 things, but I had to sit back and watch my mother, and I just emulated everything she did. My first full meal was I was 13 years old, and I cooked it. My mom was asleep; she was tired, so I cooked it myself. But when I was in Brevard, I was the visiting part.
Bad. Go cook. It's some food in there.
No, she just
shit,
asleep.
There's some food in there, bitch. Shit, hey.
No, when I was in Brevard, I was the visiting part canteen guy, which is
best thing to have on the motherfucking compound too. Yeah.
I became a drug smuggler.
Yeah, Monka ran a little canteen and shit, and he said that the best thing ever. Yeah. He said it was a hard job to do, he said, but it was the best job.
No, I just worked on Saturday and Sundays.
Yeah.
All during the week, I could go hang out at the canteen in the back office or whatever and help the other guys.
So you had a routine that kind of helped pass a lot of time.
So I did a lot of different things. I worked for medical. I worked for psych. I worked as a plumber.
That boy trustee.
I got my GED my first year. My first year there, I got my GED.
What? I worked hustler, baller, gangster, cat pillar.
Listen, I was the warehouse clerk. So I sat in the office and typed up receiving reports.
Were you cooking in there, making bricks and shit in jail? You weren't doing none of that?
No, none of that, man. Dude,
was niggas bricking up? You had a roommate in there bricking up?
What does that mean?
Like cooking bricks and shit.
What bricks for what?
You canteen man. Nah, he the canteen man. You know what they take?
They
take the noodles and shit and they put
tuna and
goulash,
tang. No, we call it tuna and tang.
Yeah.
Goulash
and shit like that. Yeah, nigga. Because I could never get it right. I could never get
tuna and tang. You call it tuna and tang because it's made with tuna, and you always drink it with tang.
Yeah. Down here they call it. You know, crazy. I mean, when I went to jail, nigga was talking about, "Hey man, don't drink that shit. Shit gonna make your dick ain't gonna get hard for a week."
Well, that's the Jim Jones.
I drunk 2 gallons of this shit. My dick don't need to be hard around none of you niggas. I drunk 2 gallons of this shit. For real.
No,
that's what they say.
So I passed my time playing ball.
What's the wildest shit you never seen while you was locked up though, bro? Like, cause you was on the canteen too. So I know you probably seen niggas say, "Hey, send that 50 sack over there." Like, the fuck?
No, when I was in the canteen.
Your boy. Oh shit.
No, when I was in the canteen, I smuggled for a guy named Jackie Forbes. He was out of Hollywood, and what I would do is.
Does the name Jackie Forbes ring a bell to you? Does the name Bummer Johnson ring a bell to you?
So his brother would come to visit him, and so what they would do is whenever Jackie left the visiting part, they would handcuff him.
Back in the day when niggas named Jackie and shit.
they would handcuff him and take him straight to medical.
Yeah.
And they would put that stuff in his mouth and make him poop it out into a bucket. And then they would go through it to make sure that he didn't swallow anything.
Yeah, so you got to, and then you finna put on some gloves.
He's a known drug trafficker.
And you finna put on some gloves and put that bitch up your arm.
It was a straight laxative.
Like, all these women.
See, look. Drink that stuff.
Chef.
That's going to make you go.
See, look, Chef Joe, this is what they don't realize, Chef Joe. They don't realize when they be seeing all these women that go to Bermuda, go to Colombia and get their teeth done, their ass done, they don't realize they coming back and shitting some. A lot of these women going, they don't realize what they coming back to do.
That's a good point.
They don't realize, they think these women just going over there to Saudi Arabia and coming. No, they in a couple weeks taking laxatives and shit that shit out. Y'all ain't never seen him up with that.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. You talking about some go for
that's a good point.
Shit.
Yeah, and you like, but people don't realize like that one thing, like a little 8-ball, that's down to an ounce right there, and she got 20 of them on her. Bitch got a brick on her down there, boy. Like people don't realize that. So that was smart of him. That's pretty smart.
No, well, his brother used to bring the dope in. I would take it. I would put it in a sandwich bag and put some coffee in it.
Yeah.
I put the coffee in it because I saw it on the Eddie Murphy movie. It said that the coffee takes the dog off of it. Mm. So it's fun. So I would take a whole case of pint ice cream out as soon as I get in there. Okay. So by the time visiting is over, I will go ahead, take the dope, put it in a bag, put some coffee in it, wrap it up, push it all the way down to the bottom of the ice cream pint. Okay, put it back in the freezer, let it freeze. Monday morning when I come in, I would take once I do all my paperwork, I would take a pint of ice cream. I would walk down to the yard, eating the ice cream. By the time I get to a yard, Jackie was a guy that had a lot of boys, okay, a lot of white boys. So by the time I sat down on the racquetball
White
court,
boys and then white boys or boys and then boys?
like white boys, like boys,
Like
like
boys.
babies.
Okay, they
Yeah.
boys. And
So-
what do you mean by boys? He mean them motherfucking them cigarettes French people smoke. That what he mean.
The long ass cigarette.
Just that's what he mean. Ice. Yeah, I'm getting good. Check me out. Check me out. I'm getting good.
So I would sit down and one of the boys would come up to me, and I would ask him if he wanted some ice cream.
Yeah.
And I would do that until the whole case was gone. Maybe I would do one the next day. Maybe I would do one the next afternoon or whatever. But I would keep doing it until the whole pack. So my cut off of it was I would get one off of every 5 bags. So I was able to look out for the homeboys, and I was, I was very passionate about my homeboys.
Not to be funny, bro, but nigga, you was on the streets. You ain't had no hustle, nigga. When you was on the streets before you got locked up.
No, I
You was
took
just a
everything.
jack boy.
Yeah, I was jack boy.
You want to hustle. Okay.
Yeah,
And I
just
tell
took
people
everything.
think of jack. I'm like, no, bro, that's like a motherfucker that
Yeah.
scheme. Now I'm like, no, you're gonna hit one scheme this week
Yeah.
and another scheme next week, but you might be done. Yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
bro. But I tell nigga, if you a hustler, you're gonna always be down and you're gonna always get it back up.
Yeah.
So you didn't learn how to really hustle.
Oh, yeah.
Or get business savvy
Oh,
until
yeah.
being locked
Oh
up.
yeah, I used to flip that. I used to flip that canteen
So-
every day.
so
I used
you-
to walk out with boxes of stuff every day, flipping that
So
canteen.
you kind of knew how to run a small quote unquote business
Yeah.
already before you got out into
Yeah.
the free world and shit.
Yeah.
So when you ended up getting out, man, how was it when you knew you was getting an EOS date? Like, how
Well,
was
I
that
went to
shit?
work release first.
Yeah.
I went to work release in Fort
You were getting
Lauderdale.
44 cents a day. Yes, sir.
No.
Get your
You
ass
got
in
a
that
whole
grass.
no.
Oh, would you work
get
at
a
a Taco
job.
Bell and shit?
No, you get a job.
Yeah, nigga,
I
you
was
working
working
at call center.
I
Market was at
uh,
call center fucking the shit out of White Hoes.
Yeah, I was working
Yeah,
at
that
Pizza
fat
Hut.
bitch came and picked me up one time and had me take my uncle some K2. For real.
I was working at Pizza Hut, and then I got transferred to Fort Myers, and I met a girlfriend that worked next door to the Pizza Hut I was working at. She worked at a Checker. She was a
You was
manager.
stuffing her crust, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For them pies.
But look, man, when you get home,
When did you get out? You was 22, 23?
I was 22. I got out April 1st.
So you missed down in all of your teenage years.
No,
you,
no,
you was
damn,
a-
dude, I did.
Yeah, because you was a teenager, but you was still in the house teenager. Like you say, you started cooking 30. So by the time 14, 15, get around first little girlfriend, all the little crazy shit going on,
Yeah.
I'm locked up. Like, damn.
So here.
Your first time
here's
seeing a
it is.
credit card, you didn't see one until they became different credit cards. You
From
like, the fuck?
13 all the way to 32.
Adolescent, in and out of
From
jail.
13 to 32.
Yeah.
I never had a birthday, a Thanksgiving.
What you ate your birthday,
or
bitch? What you did with
or
your birthday, bro?
Christmas Free.
What you sold your birthday? What you
No,
did with it?
I was
So you
just
never had
always
one? Oh,
locked up.
okay.
I
I
was
thought you was on
always
some
locked up.
Prince shit. You're born one time, right? So how many birthdays do you have? I'm like, damn, nigga.
Yeah, so that was I never
And you know what's
celebrated
crazy, bro?
any of that
As
stuff.
wild as that story is, bro, I can't relate because I had kind of a child. I didn't start getting locked up until I was 20-some years old, but doing dumb shit. But a lot of kids have been in and out of juvenile, and then they got really banned when they 19, 20, or going into that shit 16, 17.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. So they don't learn life, and when you get out 22, 23, it's hard. The only jobs you do have is something like a Pizza Hut,
Yeah.
something like this. So this is
And
what,
I
94,
realized
92,
once I
94?
got home, I was like, yeah, this for the birds.
Yeah, because when you got locked up, your mom was the best typewriter. Now everybody got everybody in front of different shit.
Yeah, I'm
shit.
like, this ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Why am I here? I'm not making any money.
In prison, it
back
made
then,
sense.
it was like $6 an hour.
In prison, it made sense.
In the work release, it made
Yeah.
sense. I had a place to stay.
But in the workforce, in the real world, it don't make no sense.
So
you
I went back to what I knew.
And mentally, that's
And I just started.
robbing these niggas. I'm a stick up kid. That's how I
just went back to what I knew. And it was
Nobody
like,
knows.
I mean, I was getting bold with it. Like, I was robbing, like, big stuff. And so finally I said, I think I'm ready to take that next step, and I'm going to go rob Winn-Dixie.
Oh,
When
they
Dick-
just-
so whoa. Hey, that nigga say he was robbing. He said he was robbing big shit, and then I'm upgrading. I'm gonna rob Winn Dixie. So what was the big shit?
Well-
you robbing Larry Pawn Shop? What was the big shit?
Well, I was robbing, like, restaurants.
you ever robbed the
again.
pawn shop though?
I robbed a motel before.
Why do pawn shops be so sweet licks? I got all that foxing right
We
there.
almost did when I was a jit, but it didn't happen.
I mean,
don't
we
know-
ran
I don't
inside the
remember what
motherfucking
happened.
pawn shop. We was kids on time, bro. I stole a bunch of DVD, got home and one shit in them. I'm
Naked.
That's
I'm
what
sitting
you
here
get.
looking at Talladega Nights like,
That's
what the
what you
fuck
get.
is Will
That-
Ferrell at? What
That's
the
like
fuck?
that's like me That's like me. I went and hit a lick when I was like 14. I went and hit a lick, and we had like $400 in our pockets each, and we went to go buy some dope. We were gonna turn into dope boys. And got up to,
look at the ambition. Let rob us a nigga. You got 400. I got 400.
Yeah.
We finna come up. Nigga in the house watching Harlem Night.
So we go to the dope man house.
Brown.
No, we go to the dope man house. We finna get the little re-up or whatever you call it.
Nigga finna get him $400.
And the dude
slabs.
come out with the give me that money.
Oh, nigga came out trap. I thought it was
I was
sweet,
like,
nigga.
oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I was like, man, we were about to blow up, man.
Nah,
We
the
got
dope
our-
game dirty. Nigga ain't told you this,
But see, I kept some of mine.
How you gonna rob the robber?
in a different pocket? My homeboy gave all his up, man.
What a dumbass.
And he was crying when we got down the street.
Hell nah, and you can't get none of my 200 that's left either. Cause
No, I had like 300 left. I had like
I'm finna go over here to
300
the other dope man, give me some dope while y'all over here.
Reason why these bars on the goddamn window.
Yeah, y'all the reason why they got burglar bars and shit.
So I just went back to what I knew, man, and I went and I robbed a Winn-Dixie.
You got caught?
Yes, I did.
What?
I got home, hours
Nigga,
later.
the check soda got you.
Well, no,
Not
what
orange
happened?
pineapple.
My girlfriend at the time, and that's another rule I learned.
Teach these young niggas a rule, man.
If you're gonna tell your girlfriend,
Your first rule, don't do no crime. With first rule,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
learn. Don't
don't do
do
that.
crime with two scared niggas.
but if you're gonna tell your girlfriend or significant other the bad things that you're doing, never tell them that. Never tell them. But if you do, also remember to tell them to shut up.
Yeah.
And don't tell nobody else about it.
you got to be Tasha. If I'm telling you all the shit Ghost did, you got to be Tasha. Have you seen
Yeah,
Power?
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to be Tasha then. You
Yeah.
got to ride. She never snitched on bruh until
Yeah.
he was dead.
Yeah.
And she tried to help Tariq, but
Yeah.
Wait. Was she? Or
She was.
oh, see, that's why. That's why right now.
see? But you
So-
know,
What Ross said, if you got a dope boy, you better live with him.
Yeah.
Me, I
Yeah.
know that.
No, listen.
but mind
so
you,
here's-
but
so
that's
here's
a
the
lesson
thing.
though, because a lot of dudes pillow talk. So if you're gonna pillow talk, sugarcoat the real evidence.
So you want to know something crazy? So all right. So Jit, his aunt, her and I dated in the 90s, and she used to have a honeycomb. I'm talking about deep in the cut.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't find.
When a nigga say honeycomb, that's the hide eye.
That's she
That's the
she
honeycomb
live in a
hideout.
place that nobody can just drive by and see you.
Elaborate more for the audience.
No, so
A
a honeycomb
honeycomb
hideout
hideout.
is a place where nobody can just randomly drive by and see you. They literally have to either stay on that street or they have to know somebody that's on that street.
You just ain't coming down
it's
the
just
street.
in a
This
cut.
ain't no turn around.
Yeah,
This
no,
ain't no. Yeah.
this is in a cut.
So she
dead
stayed off of
end.
Baxter Court. Okay.
No. No, man. No,
But
no.
I know what you're saying.
She
Like
stayed
some-
off Marsh.
Basically like a cul-de-sac.
She stayed off Marsh.
Yeah.
So Jit's aunt and I used to date back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I used to go over there and drop off just tons of money.
Oh, that's what I thought you were gonna say. I used to go drop off tons of dick. I'm talking about I dropped off so much dick, it ain't nowhere. It was a helipad that say it's a circle with a D on it. Just drop dick.
No, I used to drop her off a lot of money, and she never said not one word.
Not one
about it.
word.
Not
Yes,
one
sir.
word. And I don't know if it's the fact that we kind of like family, almost, sort of, but she never said a word, and
Okay, they said no
and she a G
doubt.
for that. But this heifer,
So
you know,
was she the reason you got caught up? So what happened?
yeah, because all right. So again, I got my two guys,
Again?
and one of the dudes.
So you didn't learn the lesson.
No, these different dudes.
Okay.
So one of the dudes, me and him, we done time in prison together. We did our whole first bid together,
So you know
pretty
you
much.
don't know pussy shit.
So I know
Okay.
him, and we done
Yeah.
been robbing since
Okay.
I've been out as well.
We the stick up boys.
We hit the Sunnies on Filer when it was
Ooh,
Sunnies.
I wasn't working there, yeah. I wasn't working there then. I was putting all the corn in the cornbread then though.
Yeah. So we
Cornbread
hit
muffin
that.
maker.
We did a lot of different things. Him and I.
Y'all robbed Dunkin' Diamonds?
No.
I mean,
I was always-
I mean, when a nigga robbed Dunkin' Diamonds, I'm like, hey, boy, that's right there by the pizza in front of Palm Mountain. Niggas brave.
Yeah.
Shit.
My career is versatile. I robbed a mini.
Yeah, many. Sit still long enough, nigga. I'll rob you. Keep sit still. I'm patting my pockets like a motherfucker.
No,
Oh,
so
shit.
I was always the guy that planned everything out.
Yeah.
I was
So you
always
had
a
your
smart
boy
guy.
with you from prison.
I have
Who
a
el-
boy with me from
who was your
prison,
other
and
boy?
another dude that we've been running with. His name was T.
Okay.
And then my girl was the getaway driver. My girl was always
How
the
many
getaway
crimes
driver.
did T do? Nah, that's how.
Yeah.
How many crimes did motherfuckers?
My girl was always a getaway driver because she was white.
Yeah.
And if I
She
do
gonna get
something,
away.
if I do something, I
She
get in
gonna
the
get away
car
doing
and
30
just lay
miles per
down.
hour. The police ride.
She's
right
a white
by
girl
her. Yeah.
riding in a nice car. Ain't nobody gonna.
You the
think I'm
reason
in
why
back.
FGCU got security now.
I probably are. Yeah. So we go and we rob the Winn-Dixie. I tell the guys the plan. I get in there.
But this back in early 90s.
This is
when they used to
96.
keep money in the stores and shit. My
Yeah.
mom used to be a manager at a convenience store, Cumberland Farms, Juicy Lucy's, in another little spot. And they used to keep about 10, 20
I robbed
racks.
Juicy Lucy's too.
Yeah, you probably robbed my mom and them shit.
No,
They-
she wasn't there. She
No,
wasn't there.
no, no. Well, no,
She
no,
wasn't
you probably robbed her store though. My mama, yeah. For real.
Yo, boy.
Hey, listen. Before there was a,
Listen,
Hey.
I done hit Domino's. I done hit Pizza Huts. I done hit Little Caesars.
nah, my
I done
boy
hit-
did this time.
I done hit
Yeah.
Juicy Lucy's.
Yes,
I done
sir.
hit motels.
I know you was smart enough to take the
Would you say, Ash?
What she say? What she's?
Oh yeah, you put Juicy
Probably.
Lucy out of business. You bastard! Damn it, you! Damn it, you!
No,
You robbed us to Caesar fries and greasy burgers. Damn it, you!
but I used to get a lot of money
So-
out of
so
it.
how'd y'all get
So
that-
all right, so I tell them, I say, look, when you go through the door, there's a sensor that alerts everybody because they stayed open 24 hours a day
Yeah.
back then. I said there's a
That's
sensor.
when they had 25-cent sodas outside and shit. I remember.
Yeah, they had a sensor that would alert them that somebody is in the store. So I said, when we go in,
it sound like?
we gotta
Sound
crawl.
like, bro.
So I said we're gonna have to crawl in to get
under the-
next to get away
This
from the
nigga
sensor.
James Bond level robbing shit.
The
I would
one
have
dude-
hit a lick with you, bro. If you would have came and told me this, I'm down to hit a lick. Nah, bro.
So I done already scoped this place out for like a month. I done
Yeah.
scoped the place out. I know where the money is.
Boy, buying one
I
item
know
at a time.
who works there.
Why
Yeah.
does he keep buying cantaloupes
Yeah.
every day?
I know that every single register is in a safe
Yeah.
and filled with money for the next day. They may have one that is open overnight.
Yeah.
I know all this stuff.
Stocked
So
up like
so
Monopoly, how they give you 400s, and so it's stocked up each register.
Yeah, each register is
Yeah.
in this big tall
So they
safe.
got X amount of. Okay,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? So
How many,
the
how
one
many
dude,
motherfuckers you don't rob? Ice, hold up, Icey. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah, you've been doing shit since the 90s.
So the dude T, he's so goofy. He done got up.
It's always
before,
the new nigga shit.
Yep. He done got up before he passed the sensor and the sensor hit. What that does is, once I'm committed, I'm committed.
Yeah, we here.
What that does
That's
is,
like that one scene on Ocean 11 when he's right there. The sense goes like, fuck it, grab it and go out the way.
Yeah.
I'm
committed.
here.
I'm committed.
Yeah, so either catch me with it and you catch me. It's like,
These dudes run. I don't know this because we had a plan. I said, I'm going straight to the back. You go to the office. You walk up and down the aisles to make sure ain't nobody stocking. Okay, if you see whoever on the aisle,
because it ain't
you push them to
it's
the
probably
back.
the night
Ain't nobody in
manager
there.
and probably
Ain't
a stock
nobody in
boy.
there.
Ain't nobody in there. Yeah.
So I go to the back. Just so happen, ain't nobody up front. Okay, I get back in the back. Everybody's back there. I make everybody lay down. I put the duct tape on their hands. Put the paper bags over their heads. Tell them we're gonna walk up front. Who's the manager? Who's the manager? I'm going to only ask once. They tell me who the manager is. We all us walk up there, and I tell him to open up the safe. He opens up the safe. I tell him to get all the money out of the drawers. Then there's another safe that's in the corner, in the top corner of this safe. I said, "What's in there?" He said, "That's for Wells Fargo." Or what's the company? The armor truck company name?
Brinks,
No, he didn't
whatever.
say Brinks. He said something else. It was
One
something
back
else.
in the day. Well, what was Wells Fargo? Wachovia back in the day. One of those shits.
So he said that's for
Loomis. What's up?
the
Loomis and
whatever.
shit.
And I said, no, it ain't.
Not for me, bitch. Yeah.
And he said, oh well, I don't have. And before he said the key, I had them put the back of that gun up top of his head. And he found the key in like 2 seconds.
Real quick. Oh, I did have it from earlier. We had a meeting. We did have a meeting.
And then
I'm sorry.
somehow
We
the
did have
cover
a
manager
listen.
came down and just gave
So
me it.
listen, huh?
The Loomis.
I don't remember
One
what
on
it
back in
was.
the day.
But so when he opened up the safe, when I tell you, money just fell out of it. And I said to myself,
Old bitch has been buying yogurt all day. Shit.
no, I said to myself, I think I could pretty much retire right now.
Right now, I'm done.
There's a lot of.
So
it wound
in your
up
whole
being-
journey before you transitioned or you redeemed yourself to a better man, were you ever thinking like at a certain amount I hit 50 or 100 racks and I'd be done? Fuck
That's
this.
what I was saying.
Yeah.
So it was $30,000 altogether.
Look how much a nigga thought.
It was
Nowadays,
$30,000.
now you know you. Back then,
that was a lot.
hey,
No, that was a lot.
that boy was finna go buy some DBs. That boy finna go buy some. He finna have some Daytons on his shit. That boy finna have a big ass rope like LL. Ooh.
So now I get all the
But at
money.
30,000, 20s and all that shit look like, hey boy, we got it, yeah.
Bro, and it was like,
And them
it
boys
was
hitting
like-
shit in the office
so,
and other
so,
spots
so
too,
you
ain't
know, so you know, this safe goes back because they got the
pull-out
drawers
drawer,
in
yeah.
there. So that safe goes back. So it's like racks and racks, and I'm tall enough that I'm just grabbing it. I can't even put my hand in it. It's so much money in there. So I look around as so before I got to the office, I was calling the dudes. I was like, man, what you niggas at? What you niggas
Y'all
at? You know?
bullshit, yeah. Y'all done set the alarm off.
So
y'all
now
bullshitting.
I'm finna get this money.
Yeah.
So I run outside, and guess what? Because the plan was, I go to the back. My girl's supposed to be parked in the back.
He still got schematics in his head.
I run to the back.
Look, Reggie, he said,
Yeah.
okay, I remember this.
I go to the back, and the car is not there. And
I would've shitted myself.
I almost did.
Second time
so
he
now
shit himself
I'm
in the
running.
store.
So now I'm running all the way through the back, and I get back around to the front, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh no, it's over.
This is
And so
over.
finally, I see her at the light, and I say, "Hey!" And so she comes in, and she pulls up next to me. I get in. I said, "What the hell? I said, where you at?" I'm cussing her out and everything, and she goes, "They told me to leave because you got caught."
Oh, so they been left. As soon as the sensor went off, they left.
They left, jumped in the car, told her I done got caught. Let's go. I said, "What you doing listening to them?" So I pulled the gun, and I say, "Hey man, y'all got to go, man."
Right
so we
now.
dropped them off in Lehigh.
Yeah, right now.
And we booked it. The problem
That's where you
was
drop all niggas off at. My mom used to drop us off.
I
in Lehigh.
threw the gun out the car. The gun was her dad's gun. So now she's nervous. She's like,
And these guns are felon heirloom. I've been shooting niggas
Yeah.
with this gun forever.
And
now
she-
you can do your robbing. Just bring it back. I don't care. Stick up anybody. Let it
well, her
loose.
dad
It
didn't
ain't
know
been-
I had it. Her dad didn't know I had it at all.
That some bitch out here being a jack boy. I tell you what, I knew. I've seen this movie, Samuel L. Jackson. And he reminded me of that boy. Damn, that's crazy.
Well,
because
so-
white people with their guns, I need my gun back.
So she was like real nervous about it. She goes, we got to go back and get that gun. So I said, no.
That's
we was home.
evidence.
We had the money spread all over the bed, and we counted all the money, and it came up to $30-something thousand.
Shit.
So I got a Captain Crunch box, pulled all the cereal out, put it in there, put it right back in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Okay. And I took some with me, and I put some in a shoe in the closet, and I had it all over the place. So we leave again, because she said she got to get the gun. Mm-hmm. So we leave. We looking for the gun. We don't find the gun. We come back. I'm asleep. She in the car. Her homegirl in the car. I'm in the back seat, knocked out. So all I hear is, "Oh my God, baby, there's police everywhere." And I wake up. I'm talking about these dudes are on the roof of the house.
We got him now.
All I hear is guns clicking. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car
And you in the car
now.
with two white girls.
And I'm in the car with two white girls.
Yeah.
So I get
That's
out.
the first crime, Ice.
So I get out the car. And I get on my stomach like they said.
Yeah.
Here comes the dog again.
My shit ain't recuperated from the last time.
The
This is
dude,
third time
now
these
I'm,
fucking
listen,
dogs.
I'm terrified of dogs because of this.
Yeah,
like
traumatized.
even to the day, I don't really
Traumatized.
mess with dogs. The dogs, the dude had the dog. I mean, you can tell he was putting all his strength in holding that dog back, and all he kept saying is, "Try it, motherfucker. I swear, I dare you, try it." And the dog's face, I can literally smell the dog's breath and he wanted me, man. And I was so scared.
Sad
and I
part about
started
it, you
praying.
if you get the ups on that dog and like,
No, I didn't have no trauma on this one. It wasn't no physical trauma on this one.
the crazy part about it, if you get the ups on the dog and you be like, and you get them
Yeah,
off,
you out.
like choke them.
Oh yeah, you out.
They on your
You're
ass.
out.
Five.
That's a murder. That's a murder.
Yeah, crazy.
That's a murder.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. So how much time did you end up getting for that shit?
Okay, so they got me in the county jail. Then they got me for 2. They got me for Sonny's, and they got me for Winn-Dixie.
Oh, they done connected this shit.
They can't prove Sonny's.
Yeah.
They got me red-handed.
Yeah, barbecue sauce on his boots. Damn it. Hey. They gonna call him the sweet real robber.
No, the Sonny's that
They
was
gonna
on
foul-
the foul.
Robber.
Yeah. They gonna call
So they got me.
Baked bean burglar.
So I'm connected to the Winn-Dixie because I got their money. They found their money. So what?
Hey, it's making I ain't gonna lie. All the places you robbed are closed down. Hey, did you rob Mildred's? You robbed
Mildred got robbed. Somebody robbed Mildred. Oh no!
Did you rob Grady's?
It's the restaurant somewhere. Brandy's?
No, never. No,
You robbed
never.
Ponderosa?
No, never. No.
Hi.
Who? No.
We just want to know, boy. Shit.
No,
Shit.
but they got me because they got the money. I'm tied with the money. The money got serial numbers and all that stuff on it. So they got me red-handed on that one. So my girl, she gets like 6 months in jail. She tells. So they.
Oh, she told. Shut up. You talking about all she told, bro.
Oh yeah.
Talking about all she told.
She told. So now they come to me because they went. She went and told them who my homeboy was. Yeah. They went and got my homeboy. Yeah. He came in about 4 days later. So now they come to me because they really don't have anything on him. I can place him at the scene of the crime. But this my brother. This is my brother. I've eaten at his mother's table. He's eaten at my mother's table. I've always felt like this. A snitch is a person that actually does something wrong and tries to put somebody else under the bus and don't want to take any of the consequences.
That's a snitch.
If I do something wrong and you
That's
just
only why I
happen
said
to
6ix9ine
get
shit was
away,
snitching.
then you got away. I did what I did. They caught me. I deserved to be caught. I did something wrong. And besides, this is my brother. I mean, like literally, this is my brother. Like we've been through the thick of it together. And so they come to me and they offer me, turn state's evidence. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So they let him go. I think he stayed in there with me for about 7 or 8 months. Damn. They finally let him go. So I had, because we were co-defendants, one person gets a private attorney. I got the private attorney.
And one gets like a regional counselor or
one
like
gets a public defender. He got the public defender.
That's how.
Because
And
there's
if there's
interest.
3, one gets
There's
a public
conflict of
defender,
interest.
one gets a regional counselor, and one gets an attorney.
You can't. Me and you did a crime, and the public defender office, they can't defend both of us. That's a conflict of interest. Because you're trying to get you off. He's trying to get you off, but the people in the same office trying to get me off as well. You know what I'm saying? It's a conflict of interest. So I get the lawyer. I go to court. I had Judge Anderson, and I get her fired because the first thing she said to me was, hey, let's snitch and let's do all this. And I felt like she wasn't interested in trying to come up with a plan on getting me out or making sure that I was being innocent.
A lot of people want to get a good deal. They don't want to actually beat the charge. Yeah.
So they actually, that motion actually went through and I got rid of her. Okay. Still got Judge Anderson. And my prosecuting attorney was a guy by the name of Ian Mann. They called him Iron Man. That was his nickname.
Okay.
And he came to me and he said, look, man, I got you to the right on the Winn-Dixie. The Sonnies, yeah, you'll beat it. You'll go to trial and beat it. He says, but if you go to trial for the Winn-Dixie, I am going to request you get life in prison. And then
recommend it.
But hold on. Then he goes, or you can plea out to both of them and get 30 years apiece. We'll run them concurrent, and you get 15 years mandatory because I was being charged with the Violent Habitual Offender Act.
Well,
That's a mandatory 15 years.
I don't blame the judge at this point. Shit, nigga, you got a record. Shit.
It ain't no more places to rob.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, the
so,
judge like, I better not even have a cookout. You gonna come rob our shit.
So that was the plea deal. The plea deal was 30 with 15 mandatory and get hit with the habitual violent offender
or
act.
was it just fucking take it a child and take your risk?
If I take it to child, he knew I was going to lose.
He was gonna recommend.
He was going to recommend life. And he told me, he looked me right in my face. He said, I want you to be so old by the time you get out, you can't even lift a gun.
And y'all think this man playing? That's how they talk.
Yeah.
That's really how they talk.
That's what he told me.
They told my homeboy. They told a close friend of mine. And it's crazy. By the time you get out, drugs will not be. He said by the time you get out, crack won't even be in the streets no more.
Yeah.
And my dog is not gonna get out until 27, 20 fucking 37, 36. That's a whole 12, 14 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga got 28 years and that the labels give you kingpin status. I'm like, what? That shit.
No,
shit
when they hit you with those labels like mine, the Violent Habitual Offender Act, that is like.
Or Menace to Society. I got hit with Menace to Society. They say everywhere I go, I was selling drugs. I'm like, what? I just.
They could do that to you as a kid. Too.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Oh yeah.
They say they don't look at your kid thing.
No, they
That's
do.
one of our best friends.
Because that's probably where the habitual comes from.
Yeah.
No.
Kid, right?
Yeah.
Well,
They say they don't, but they're going to say, well, shit, those 2 plus these 3 when he was a kid, that's 5. He's kind of habitual.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's sad.
And remember, I got convicted of the robbery from my ex-girlfriend's parents too.
Yeah.
I was actually in jail when I was 16. I was actually in jail for the McDonald's and for that at the same time. And they told me, they say, if you win on the McDonald's, we're gonna send you to Okeechobee for robbing the people in their house.
Shit.
So either way it goes, I was gonna get locked up anyway.
Yeah.
Fortunately, because I didn't want to go to Okeechobee. Fortunately, I got found guilty of the McDonald's. So now, Ian Man, he's basically saying, I'm gonna make you rot in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So
if you fight, I'm going to give you life. If you plead out, you feel 15,
and I'm not worried about it. I'm just like whatever I get. I've never been the type of person that cries about the consequence.
At this time, you
nope,
just
I'm just me.
Yeah.
I'm 22 years old.
You fresh out, but got
I
back
stayed
to what
out
you know.
4 months.
Yeah.
I stayed out 4 months. I got out April the 1st, 1996, and got arrested August the 5th. And I got arrested on the day that I was going to go pick up the new edition album that came out, Home Again, the first time they reunited with Bobby Brown in years. I was going to pick that up that day.
That's right after Bobby Brown came out before them in that concert, and then they ain't again.
Yeah.
I remember it was a big thing. But damn, that's crazy.
No,
bro, say he was trying to work and do the thing, but and that's what a lot of people do, bro. It's hard for a lot of niggas who get out of jail, bro. For one, responsibilities. People be joking about niggas keep going back to jail.
There's no such thing as they get a free meal, like it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like Pavard was like a summer camp to me.
But listen, this is my thing with a lot of men, because I see the comments and statuses people make about a lot of men. They go back to jail because their boyfriend must be there. No, it's because you're nagging at me and I can't make it because my boss is nagging it. I'm getting nagged at by the butt. I ain't got a license. I got to fight to get all this shit.
I didn't have a license.
I was fresh out of jail. Had to get a social security. They said you need an ID. I need a social to get my ID. I need to give you the loop. I couldn't find housing because I'm a
literally
felon.
you are behind the. You have not developed. You're so underdeveloped mentally. You don't know. So you don't have everything a 22-year-old supposed to have.
But this is my thing, though, Chef. A lot of people, when they get out, a lot of these young dudes, they get out and they don't realize like the real world is still real.
World's still here. Yeah.
And you got to pay bills.
Yeah.
You got your baby mama that was sitting in your canteen. Now you got to
Yeah,
realize
now
how
you
hard
got-
it
yeah.
is. Yes, my nigga.
Yes.
Yeah, bro, it's
Yeah.
hard out here, my nigga. So a lot of people end up going back to what they know.
What they know.
I tell y'all, this podcast shit don't work. We're back to selling dope. I'm telling y'all now. If this shit, we're going back to selling dope. I'm telling you, bro. You need to relax. What? All right.
So
Myself, I'm selling some crack. I'm going back to Suncoast. All right, I'm going back. Give me a trailer in Suncoast. I'm turning it up. Sheriffs, you got to come get me. I'm being that bitch like this when y'all come to. I swear on my mama, boy. All the rocks I'm selling y'all community officer, boy, you better hope I get 1 million views, boy. 10 sponsors right now, boy. Hey, boy, you hear me?
So I'm just sitting in the county jail, and one day I get the officer comes to the food flap and says, Richard Smith, attorney visit. Now, I haven't met my new attorney. All I know is I fired this one. I haven't met the new
Because you
one.
trying to give me this bullshit deal. Bitch.
Yeah. So I go to the visiting area. I'm on the second floor, and I walk in. I see a guy, don't know who he is, and he says these magical words to me. Hi, my name's Brian Boyle. Huh?
And they hired him as attorney.
Brian Boyle?
Attorney, yep. He old as fucking, can't beat not one case now, but he was that nigga then.
Oh, dude.
His law firm
like
is that
the
shit, though.
blood
Yeah.
ran down from my brains.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in my mind, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
And you were given this by the state.
Dude, Brian Boyle was that guy in the 90s. Like, he did not play. And the first thing out of his mouth was, how much time do you want to do? And I said, none. He goes, oh, no, you're gonna do some time.
You gonna do some
Nah,
time.
you ain't gonna-
So how much you
And
want to
so,
do?
how much you want to do? For the first
You
time.
want it with Vaseline or without the Vaseline? Because you finna get it.
Larry,
How you
for
want
the
it?
first time, I said, give me 3 years and 7 years probation.
Fuck it. Fuck it. I'll take some of that. I'll take some of that time.
After hearing what Iron Man
Yeah.
told me. So then he goes, okay, so listen, I got your judge changed, so you don't have Judge Anderson. Judge Anderson was the only black judge on the bench back then, and he was hard
And
on
people don't
black
realize
people.
the politics behind judges.
No, he's deceased.
Yeah. People don't
I went
realize
to school with his son.
Another Anderson.
a lot.
And maybe his family.
A lot of people don't realize how the politics go behind that. You're the only black judge,
Yeah.
so you got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
assert your authority, and all this
It's
extra shit.
yeah. So basically, if you don't get X amount of black people in jail or this amount,
Exactly.
you feel me? Now, it's a lot of shit that goes behind these politics, and that's why I'm glad like that show 50 Cent had for life. It talks about shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we want to make an example out you, and you just so happen to got dirt on somebody else, and we ain't gonna no. And they'll do, man, it's fucking disgusting. I was locked up on the 4th floor with somebody who was locked up there for 6 years just in the county.
Wow.
Fighting a fucking case.
Wow.
It scared me. He was an old man too. Old man, it scared me and it broke my fucking heart. He didn't know how to write a motion. He didn't know how to motion for suppress for evidence. He didn't know how to do a case. He didn't know nothing. And a lot of people, they didn't want to mess with him because his charges.
Yeah.
Allegedly he did some shit to some kids, some shit like that.
Yeah.
Some shit. Come to find out some shit, he did do the shit to the kids. That I don't justify no doing that. It wasn't no he ended up killing the kids, but the man, people don't understand what drives a man to a point.
Yeah.
What drove that man to that point was this woman.
Yeah.
Me moving from he moved from a state to do all this for woman. Find out the kids ain't his, and that'll drive a man to
Yeah.
a fucking point.
Yeah.
People don't understand, and not to switch the subject, but to get on some topic real fast, bro. They were talking about the Michael B. Jordan. They don't understand like how the media is portraying and joking about him. I'm one who gives him hell. I think he's one of the worst actors ever invented. He's horrible. I don't like the nigga.
Yeah.
And he let G Baby die, and he snitched on niggas on the wire. I don't like Michael
You know
B.
that was a
Jordan.
movie, right?
Man, hell no. That was his real life, bro. But they're giving him hell, and y'all don't know what he's going through mentally at home, giving his all to this woman. What if he goes and dogs the shit out the next woman? Y'all gonna judge him.
Well, they think he's going to the white community after this.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. He belongs there.
But
Why
what's
you say
wrong with it?
Belong.
but what my thing is, what's wrong with it? But people don't understand the mental health that the black man got to go through, and we got to give the black women their gripe as well because they go through a lot. But the black man has to deal with what y'all go through and what we go through. Meanwhile, we're held to a standard that if you're not this, you're nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
You're nothing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bruh, that shit is scary because Michael B. Jordan is what we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
A great example. I seen nothing bad about him but letting G Baby die, fuck nigga. Other than that, like, bro,
Well, my theory.
Hardball was my favorite movie growing up.
This is how I view things. I've just come to this. When I got Red Pill, Kevin Samuel.
Because if
Red Pill me.
because he's there and he's the example what Kevin considers a high value
Exactly.
man. And if I'm this, I deserve this type of woman. And to me, Lori Harvey, what have you done to be considered a high value woman besides these? And now I really believe every word Future said.
Yeah.
Well,
And you know what? I think he didn't like her. She's the exact epitome of what he is. Like, exactly.
She is what we portray. Like if Trina was to meet the baddest nigga, because she's portrayed as the baddest bitch.
nigga.
that's you, ain't it?
That's Jit. Jit the baddest nigga.
Wouldn't that be Future though?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But because he's portrayed as this, but in
Yeah.
reality, his artist, and Dobeezy been saying this, he's a lover boy. They're like, nah, bro, I see him clean out restaurants for him. So if he did all this, Lori Harvey's like, and the women are rooting her. She da 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 da. But what if she done broke Michael B. Jordan heart so much that he don't want to see no marriage and nobody know it? And now they're saying, well, why'd you let that woman ruin you? But y'all just chanting and rooted for this girl.
Well, I always say, this is what I always say. You cannot make a woman happy.
You can't.
Women will
Jada let us know
never
that.
be happy.
I tell people all the time, bro.
No, hold on.
I'm happy with a LillyDilly.
No,
I'll be
no,
happy.
No. If men accomplish something, that's what they stand on. Women are led by their emotions. So when they're mad today, that causes them to make a decision that's going to ruin something down the line. And then they're going to say, I was watching the video with TD Jakes, and he said it used to be a time when women would come into my office and say, I want a divorce because he's a drug addict. I want a divorce because he's abusive. I want a divorce because he's schizophrenic. He goes, now they come in there and saying, I'm not happy. That's why you want a divorce. And Kevin Samuels gave us all of the statistics. 75% plus marriages end in divorce, and the divorce is filed. 75% of divorces are filed by the women.
Yeah.
Now, why? Because they want to be happy. Because women expect men to make them happy. We're not put on earth to make you happy. We don't marry you. No, but we're accomplished. Here's the reason why men don't file for divorce. Men are builders. They're conquerors. If I build something, I don't want to destroy it. Women are destroyers. And that goes back to Eve. Eve was the one
and
that
his girlfriends. They definitely destroyed some shit. The man preaching, bro. The man.
But if you get the white woman, she's a builder.
Okay, but I'm not speaking in absolute.
Not
speaking in
all.
absolute.
Not all. He said 75% and the 25%.
I'm not
yeah.
speaking in
The woman
absolute.
finds herself.
But they'll make a man
here's the
justified
deal.
man ain't found. I'm not happy because I ain't
But
found
here's
myself
the
and put on
deal.
the man.
Once you're married, you don't belong to yourself.
Unison.
Know yourself before you get married.
Okay, you have
But a
to
lot
be
of
a
women
wife
don't.
before
They
you
want
get
the
married.
idea of marriage before they want that.
But let me ask you this. But let me ask you this. But let me ask you this. When women finally make themselves happy, they're 35, kids,
Margaritas.
miserable.
You hearing me, margaritas?
No. What he's speaking on is when they say they're happy because that's what they say.
And women happiness is always associated with their just think about it. Why does it hurt men so much when women cheat on them? It's because we know your emotions are tied into it. And that's not absolute either, because some women are just dogs.
Yeah.
I get it.
Some of them are. Yeah.
But usually women let their emotions get into that. That's an emotion. So men, and I forget this guy's name, but he was on Fresh and Fit. He's always on there. He's a bald white guy.
I know, man. My dog Lala was on that podcast the week before that shit happened. I'm like, Lala, I'm glad you weren't on that episode because they were going.
No, they have this
tripping.
white boy that's on there, and he says if you want to know how the difference between how men think of sex and how women think of sex, he said look at it as like taking a piss. He said a man will stop anywhere, whip his thing out, and pee anywhere. Pee in a bottle in the car, pee on the side of the road, pee at a tree, go into a bathroom at the gas station. It could be crap all over the place. All you got to do is just whip it out and pee. He said, but a woman, she'll bypass 5 different bathrooms just to get that one that she think is clean enough.
But women weren't raised to be self-sufficient. We not raised like that. We weren't raised to get a man, depend on a man, be this for a man, be a wife, carry yourself like this.
Well,
We're not raised to love ourselves. We're raised to look at someone else, nurture.
you're a nurturer.
We're not nurturing
Exactly.
ourselves, but we don't nurture ourselves.
Okay,
That's the problem.
let me ask you this.
That's the problem.
Let me ask you this. In the Bible, it says that, I'm just going to talk about the man first. The Bible says that the husband should love the wife like Christ loved the church and died for it. What is our job? Protect, provide, profit. That protect, that says you are going to die for your family or for your wife if need be. That's your job. My job is to die for you. If that ain't a ton of bricks on the shoulders, I don't know what is. So when you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, you have a duty, you have a responsibility. It doesn't matter what happens in my relationship. I built it. I'm going to keep building it until I'm relieved of my duties. And I think one of my duties is my children growing up being able to see their father every day. That's my duty.
I was raised like that, but like I said, I was also raised to love myself before I can go and love somebody else. So why are you trying to get with somebody and you don't know yourself yet? That's the problem.
Well, but a lot of people,
but it wasn't designed for
desperate,
that though.
Yeah.
It wasn't designed. See, that's that Walt Disney happily ever after
Cookie
white
cutter
feminist
shit, yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's what that is.
That cookie cutter
because
shit.
because we were just
Okay,
talking
look,
about
look,
this
look.
before y'all
That
walked in
cookie
here.
cutter shit, because he's right.
The way the world used to be, the woman didn't have a choice. When the man walked up to the father and said, "I want your daughter," you either paid for her or you worked for the dad until you can get her.
And that's where
And
that's where the
why-
word marriage comes from.
And that's why the
Marriage to
Bible
property.
says that it doesn't say anything about being happy. It doesn't say anything about love. It says for the wife to submit to the husband, because back then the marriages were arranged. Now,
And that's why.
no, I get it. No,
divorce so much.
but I'm-
No. Listen. He's speaking on the basis of how marriage was created
yeah.
and started,
So-
and it's no longer that.
So if you look back,
The marriage is an idea now.
nature wise, and I'm not saying, and I know back in the days, I get it, but it's still in your nature, just like it's in our nature. Okay, what was the first assignment of Adam, and who gave it to him?
Shit on these fuck niggas when they oh my bad. Yeah.
His first assignment was to tend to that garden and to name all the animals, name all the people, the fish of the sea, and
tend
the
them
fowls
all
of
the
the air.
earth. Yes, sir.
That was his
Give
first.
everything a title
That's
and
the
a
first
job,
thing he
yep.
said to him. Okay, Adam didn't know nothing. Adam was just chilling, and God looked down there and said, "It's not good for man to be alone. I am going to make him a what? Not a wife, not a lover, not a friend, not a partner, a helpmeet, a helper, to help him do his job and have some type of relationship." When they got kicked out, there were a lot of curses that was put on Eve. A lot of curses. Now one of them is, he said that you will yearn for the man. Oh, you will always yearn for that man. It's not your job. It's not your job to love yourself according to the Bible. Now, I get it. We've come a long way in society. Women, the problem is there's too many married women that want to be independent. You can't be independent. You don't belong to yourself. You belong to me. I don't belong to myself. I belong to you.
We belong to God in unison. We belong to God.
Give yourself to somebody until you know who yourself is.
But why does that have to do with duty?
I don't mind submitting.
Yeah, they are mentally damaged and they don't know nothing.
I've been married 25 years.
Okay.
So
And they don't be knowing shit. You right, bro. They don't.
I know what it is to be a wife. My daddy plates got fixed.
But you know you've seen, because you've seen an example of it up front, bro. That's different. A
But
lot
it's
of people
more
ain't
than
never
that.
Seen that.
What if your man's a chef like me?
Hey,
While I pick up in other areas.
Like what?
But I know how to submit. Like, he needs mentally.
Okay.
Men need help mentally. A lot of men aren't thinkers. They're
Okay.
doers. They work with their head.
No, we're thinkers.
A lot of them aren't.
No, we're thinkers. Well, okay,
They just
consider
think
this.
of-
Consider this.
Thinking about the
Consider
dumb and
this.
wrong
No,
shit.
consider this. Who built the world?
But how you know a woman wasn't there helping?
When?
Help.
When?
Yeah, we
No,
have been
when?
there since the jump, though. Yeah.
No.
That's
so,
because that's the only thing. But no, listen,
do you
Mo.
do you know who?
Listen,
do
Mo.
you- yes, he did.
Hold on. Listen. But listen, Mo. Listen,
Yeah.
Mo.
But hold on. Do you know who Henry Ford's? Do you know who
But
Henry
Mo-
Ford's wife name is? You know who Thomas Edison's wife name is?
But guess what they were doing?
But y'all got to also understand. Y'all got to also understand how history is ran and how history is very misogynistic. That's one of my smallest problems with the Bible. It's misogynistic.
It really is.
There's not one woman who's talked about being there. And there was women that were present. Since the day of dawn, women have been present. It's and I understand.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Behind the man and helping.
Like, what should I do?
It wasn't women are erased from history books because it wasn't respected to be in.
And that's what I mean by it being misogynistic. That's what I mean by being misogynistic.
Let me give you a quote from two men. Same exact quote. Almost word for word. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for blank. Who said that? There's two presidents that said that. The first one I heard say that was George W. Bush about Laura Bush. The second one was Barack Obama about Michelle.
I thought you were going to say John F. Kennedy. But
There is absolutely. I always say this. There's a hierarchy. I'm the head. Period. You can't question that. That's what.
But this is my only thing. What I've learned about my journey through, because religion is definitely man-made. It's BS through and through. The belief in God is not man-made. The belief in something higher to concede yourself and know that you're way smaller. I believe in her, but I tell people I don't push nothing I believe. I don't project on other people. I stopped eating red meat and pork and shit. I don't tell, hey, eat what you eat. I eat what I eat and I still go to the gym. And I don't tell everybody else work out. I'm like, hey, you can come with me. But I tell people I believe in the divine spirit. And to be divine, you have to be feminine. So God has to have something to do with duality. And I understand that is real as well. So people look at things about history and they don't realize how Cleopatra was depicted a certain way, but she made it her point that she was going to have a footprint in history. And if she didn't, she wouldn't. And they still mislead her the wrong way. She was the holder of the biggest library, which was important because they raided her library and burnt everything down, so you didn't know the truth. The best warriors were Amazonian warriors. See, we don't know these things about the woman's history because we get caught up in our history, then the white history, and they tell you to worry about Jews and what Hitler did. And Hitler ain't killed 60 million niggas, so I don't really care. But I don't. But my grandfather's German Jew. But what I learned about
the Jews are brown people.
Yeah, and what I learned about women and misogyny and how shit works, they don't want that type of shit to go. And that's even all the way down to the 1950s when the woman workforce empowerment. When the woman workforce empowerment started, I tell a lot of people, like, they don't get that respect. And you being in your workforce, have you even seen, like, because you're a chef, you working your way on up, you've seen how the different treatment of women are. It's
not with me. I've always hired. My first
and
priority was always
and you're coming up.
women of color.
No,
women, period.
Just women, period. And you're coming up through.
I've always met tough women in the.
And that's what I love when I watch Hell's Kitchen and then women be on the bitch ass. Chef, I got my order together. I'm like, oh, she getting on Gordon ass right now. Yeah,
women in the kitchen are tough. Not the ones out front.
The halibut is raw.
The halibut.
It's fucking wrong.
No, that's why the woman workforce thing in the 50s was BS because all the men were fighting the war or 50 whatever in Vietnam. Yeah. But you know what's crazy? Some of the highest paid chefs in the world are women. Shout out Chef Nancy too. I love Chef Nancy. She's amazing. She's a black chef, but she started her own seasoning line thing. Before we get up out of here, what actually got you into that? You say you just grew up cooking already.
Yeah.
So when did you find it? Were you 24, 25? When did you actually get into it?
Well, my second bid. Which was 10 mandatory. I started.
So you did
cooking.
how many altogether?
16.
16 fucking years.
So I was at.
Boy,
I was at.
You
Washington.
couldn't wait to get out this motherfucker. Boy,
I know,
shit,
right?
boy, shit.
No, I was at Washington and I started cooking in the kitchen, and it's almost like.
But you was cooking big portions of shit. So what made you start cooking?
Well,
y'all fucking off in the kitchen made you start doing this shit.
I mean, I was in the dish pit. You know, I was running cigarettes to CM and getting paid. And for whatever reason, man, they pulled me off the dish pit and put me on the pots.
You making too much money.
And
Get from over there, boy.
They pulled me off the dish pit and put me on the pots. And I was a natural.
Yeah.
I was just a natural, man. And then it
so
got to a
you ain't never
point,
thought about cooking dope, but you wanted to rob me. You probably could have been the hell of a fucking king.
Well, here's the deal. The sergeant of the kitchen, I got kicked off the pot so many times because I would literally tell him he's doing this wrong. And he thought he knew everything. And he would kick me off the pots, but I was so good he had to keep bringing me back to the pots. And so when I came home, I tried to get a job. I was this close. I was this
too many Glockies.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna get right back to it.
I was this close, and I got that fortunate call from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse saying,
"Get you with the stir fry."
No, I never worked in the kitchen for a company. I always worked front of the house. So I was a server for Ruth's Chris. I opened the Ruth's Chris up in Estero. I was a server, and after I had worked there for like 3 years, I just had an idea. I said I want to go open up a restaurant.
Damn.
And
so 3 years of just
3 years of working there. I didn't cook there. I was a server.
But would you like more about it, man? The cooking or just actually saying I want a business? I want a business.
You know what actually fuels my ego?
Any cooks in your family? Any like chefs?
Yeah, my mother was a good cook for that time.
Yeah.
I told my mother.
Me too. Like
I told my mother a few years ago.
The cereal y'all make, they love that shit.
No,
for that time, I'm a great cook. Tostito pizza rolls.
I told my mom. I told my mom years ago. I said, "Yeah, I think I'm a better cook than you now."
No,
and she was like, "Oh, okay. From now on, you can do Christmas and Thanksgiving."
And that's how black mamas be. They be thinking that you. They be like,
This thing has evolved. So
and then sit back and judge y'all to 450 preheated.
No, but from there it just kind of went to a place of me getting into management. After I closed down my first restaurant, it humbled me, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know enough of the financial side, of the administrative side of this. I need to go find out more.
But you one of the people that said before I'll just go. I'll figure it out, and if I fail, I'll
I'm
try
always
again.
like that. You should fake it till you make it.
That's how I was with this shit, man. I just started the show.
I believe in
I go. Man, Ice Man was a blessing.
Yeah.
Said I go, bro.
But you have to be willing to learn and evolve.
I want to quit. This nigga keep convincing me every week not to. I want to quit every week, bro. He's like, bro, this journey's long with you think, bro. He'll really talk me off the fucking ledge, bro. And I'd be like, nah, nigga, I'm gonna eat some snacks and go to sleep.
But see, when I started my channel, it was the same way. It was a tough go at it.
Yeah.
And now I look up, I'm at, I'm almost, I'm a couple of thousand away from 10,000.
Yeah, we finna rob this nigga, y'all, boy. Hey, we know we got the money now. Yes, sir. Jack boy getting robbed, boy. So what do you have now? What do you have? Do you have a restaurant open now? You got a spot open now? What are you doing now?
No.
You just doing personal cooking?
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
So wait, can somebody book you to like come do a?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, but this why I'm mad though, cause I hired a chef before. Look,
private dinners are for your event. I was supposed to have a next weekend. I was supposed to have a 200+ Jewish wedding. But man, you know them Jewish people, man. They don't want to pay you nothing.
No,
man.
until it's done.
They don't want to pay you nothing.
You said how much?
I sent them the invoice.
Old man, big ass Wally. He's on there.
Invoice was like $19,000, right? And this dude was like, "You really need that many people?" I said, "Hey man, I ain't playing this game with you, man. The prices are the prices. It is what it is, buddy." And so I finally sent him a text. I said, "Look, this is not how I do business. My prices are my prices, and everybody."
Nigga, I'm Chef Dro, nigga.
Yeah,
how over here?
And I arrogantly say that, like, you know who you talking to? Like,
Ice be like, nigga, I'm Ice. I be like, bro, this nigga arrogant as fuck, bro.
No.
Nigga, Ice don't know.
You better,
bro. Jesus, I'm like, bro, that's the governor.
Be.
He was like, nigga, I'm like, you right? I'm LillyDilly.
Yeah,
you right, nigga.
You better be.
You right.
But it ain't just me talking it. You can go talk to anybody.
Google Chef Dro
in Dunbar,
nigga,
in Fort Myers, in Lehigh, Southwest Florida. Period.
Yeah,
man. Listen, man. I'm getting.
Have you cooked for anybody famous that you know? Have you ever cooked for anybody famous?
I don't think so. I mean, I brought down 2 comedians for my event in March. I brought down Tim Shropshire from North Carolina, and I brought down well, I can't remember his name, but he's from Harlem. He's going to be on next season of Wildin' Out.
Damn.
And he does a spot on Denzel.
Yeah.
And Madea. And I mean, he does. Man, this dude is spot on. So he got hooked up with Nick Cannon. C. King is his name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
C. King, wonderful brother out of Harlem. So I brought them down for my event. And so I guess those are probably the only 2 famous people I've cooked for. But I brought Tim down several months before. I brought him down to do a video for my YouTube channel. And so he came down. So then those guys are going to be huge.
Yeah, you need help with some shit, bro. Got my boy Icey. He do all kind of shit. Yeah, see, we got a whole crew here. Yeah, we look like somebody.
I'm ready.
Yeah, bro, we really appreciate you coming, bro. I really could chop it up for hour, bro. I could.
We'll do a part 2, man.
We definitely, bro.
We'll do a part 2.
Swear, because I want to get into some shit, bro. About bro.
And Gabe better show up.
Yeah, man. And we need Gabe. Oh yeah, Gabe, man. He's our headquarters chef. He's our chef. He's our chef. Safe travel to my boy Gabe, man. Bro, Uncle Richard, welcome back, man. Richard been sick for a minute, man.
You know what I'm saying?
But is anything you want to let the people know before we get ready to wrap up out of here, man? Let them know to find Chef Joe at.
Yeah, man. Everything is Yes Chef Creates. That's Instagram. That's YouTube. TikTok.
Have you seen the TikTok? Yeah, the TikTok is a big marketing. Everything.
I'm just now starting to really get into it.
That's what I got them to for, so they can do my social media clips.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
I can
need to get with them, man.
And killing them.
I need to get with y'all.
Yeah,
how much
bro,
y'all charge an hour?
Hey, man, you got a thing right here too. Yeah.
What's that?
That's to show people like the listen shit he do. Bro, he's Lilly. We have everything you need here. We got to meet it. My boy back there, Lilly, works for the local news channel, man. We got all kind of shit here, like for real.
You work for
you need an oil change too. This nigga here do oil change.
No,
for real.
G shit.
Nah, G shit. This nigga do oil changing for real. Nah, for real.
Man, this is a one.
Hey, you need a hook. She sings, she rap, she make beats, record. Yeah, we snapping back here, man. Yeah, it's all fake.
It's all up, man.
You trying to snort something?
I mean, yeah.
My nose is
Hey, bro, we
small.
really appreciate you coming through,
No,
bro.
man.
Bro,
This was my pleasure because I've been
it ain't
watching
too much. It ain't usually Ice ain't the oldest nigga in the room, bro. It's usually, and he giving the wisdom.
No, I don't mind being the oldest one as long as I'm not the oldest looking one.
Yeah, bro, I give you compliments.
So
Very
still
handsome
talking about
guy,
Ice.
man. Sharp, debonair.
appreciate you.
My boy put it together,
I'm
bro.
only dressed like this because I had a
Baker,
couple of
man.
meetings, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That crazy nigga meeting with, bro. Who y'all met with today, boy? Got to do motherfucking lemon pepper snapper. Nigga gonna make me wear my shit next week, boy. I'm gonna come to this bitch looking like a public pretender.
I need you in the
Yeah, I ain't got dressed up since we got nominated.
Hey, here's
for
the
award I didn't
secret.
win.
Here's the secret of dressing sharp. Find you a good tailor.
Yeah.
Now, some
I
of
got a
these
white
tailor-
boy at Men's Warehouse. Look, whatever, dude, but he's a good nigga.
Have you seen him tailor your clothes?
He'll do the numbers, bro. I don't think he ever tailored, so I need to give it his boy. Yeah, cause he came with me to Goodwill one time and we were doing some shit. Cause bro, you can find a lot of good shit. Good.
Yeah.
Nah, GC, you find a lot of good shit, bro. What do you give before we give the young men something they really need as far as a couple navy blue slacks, some black slacks.
Here's what I do.
You don't need much, and you can mismatch.
Here's what I do. Here's exactly what I do.
Get clean on you.
Every
niggas.
store I go into, no matter which store it is, I always go to the men's department and I look. I give myself that time to just look. And if something catches my eye, I grab it. Mm-hmm. I may not wear it for another year. But what I do, I'll take a pair of pants that look like it should be on a picnic table, take it to my tailor. Yeah. He fit it for me, and I make it look good. I may find the shirt 4 months later or the jacket, 6 months later, and I just put everything in. The best thing for you to do
that same shit.
You go to Men's Warehouse when they have the 2-for-1, and then around the Christmas holidays, it's 3-for-1.
Take an extra 30% off sales.
It's 3-for-1 on the holidays, and these are breathable, stretchable, nice designer Calvin Klein shirts, and their own name brand shirts. And you get you some plaid shirts. You get you a white cufflink shirt. You get you a white regular white shirt. And get something that fits your style, man. Every jacket I've bought in the last 5 years is just a jacket. I got a MK. I got a Michael Kors jacket I bought for $16. It was too big for me, but I bought it for $16. Gave it to my tailor, and that's just how you have to do it.
That was some of y'all hoes need to do with y'all backs. Y'all done got them BBLs. Y'all need to go get y'all backs tailored up. Y'all need to get y'all shit knitted in. For real. Bitch back fucked up. Hey, man, listen, we really appreciate you coming through, Rich, man. We appreciate you dropping Jim. Y'all can follow him at Yes I Create. Or
Yes Chef Creates.
Yes Chef Creates. Get out my boy. Chef Young, man, look. Chef Dro, cleaning this bitch. Uncle Richard, let them know where they can find you at, man.
You already know Uncle Rich everywhere.
Why you talking so slow, man?
He just got his voice back.
I got my voice back.
And he's slow.
Sexy.
And he's slow. We be at the club, bitch be like, he'll never say nothing. He ain't got nothing to say. Fuck you looking at my uncle for? I don't know. He gonna say something? I be around the club talking all night. It be him around 3 bitches don't say nothing. I'm like, Maybe I need to be quiet. Like, God damn. Oh, my.
Until the end of the night.
My bad. Your baby mom watching? That's crazy. This man got 4 kids on the way at one time.
Wow.
Hey, man, always remember, man, your present isn't your permanent, man. You will only truly be judged by the intentions of your heart. And remember, man, you got to be consistent to be good and consistently good to be considered great. Also, remember, man, start somewhere. Everything started with something, so start today. Also, man, you could have been anywhere in the world you wanted to be, but this is as far as your budget allows you to be with your broke ass. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man, every week, man. I'm your host, LillyDilly. We out this motherfucker. Shout out young chef Dro. We out of here, man. Bro, we got a real chef. Gabe, bring your ass back. Yeah, the pod on the tag.
I need to see you, buddy.
Hey, Gabe made like this secret seasoning shit, this white powder seasoning.